एक सेकंड, मैं बाद में आपके क्वेश्चन पे आऊंगा, जस्ट 1 सेकंड। Okay, good evening everyone. Let me start with the session here, and whatever your doubts are there, whatever questions you have and the doubts, you can always ask me the doubts. Just briefly let me make you understand what exactly we are going to cover here. I'm going to teach you right now from the Hindu paper from September till March the coverage of important science न्यूज, है ना। तो हम लोग जो आज के सेशन में है, आज का जो मैराथन सेशन है, ये हम लोग दो चीजों को डिस्कस करेंगे। 2 एरियाज वी विल कवर। पहला पार्ट होगा कि जहां पर द हिंदू सितंबर 2023 टू मार्च 2024 का जो साइंस का कवरेज एरिया है, कई चीजें मैं समझाऊंगा बोर्ड पे भी। और दूसरा जो होगा, मैं फिर विजन आईएएस में आ रहा हूं। मैं विजन आईएएस का जो पीटी 365 है, वहां पर गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स है, ये हम लोग लास्ट में कवर करेंगे। वी विल बी लुकिंग इनटू गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स फ्रॉम साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी पर्सपेक्टिव। जैसे कल मैंने इंडिया ईयर बुक के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी के जो इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है वो मैंने बताया था इन माय लास्ट पार्ट 1 मैराथन सेशन। आज हम लोग देखेंगे कि ऐसे कौन से ऐसे गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स हैं जो साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी के डिफरेंट डोमेन से जुड़ा हुआ है, उसके बारे में आज हम लोग चर्चा करेंगे। तो आज का सेशन भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होने जा रहा है। लगभग मुझे लगता है कि वी विल कवर मोर देन 50 टॉपिक्स, जो कि हर एक डायमेंशंस को कवर करेगा। एंड आई एम लुकिंग एट द चैट बॉक्स। अभी मैं लैपटॉप मैंने ओपन किया है, यहाँ मेरे सामने चैट बॉक्स ओपन है। तो जो लोग यूट्यूब से ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, तो आई विल बी लुकिंग एट योर डाउट्स। और जो लोग जूम सेशन में है ना, जैसे यहाँ पे कई लोग जूम सेशन से जुड़े हुए, आई एम जस्ट टेक देयर नेम्स हु आर द पार्ट ऑफ शिवा इज देयर, देन पंकज इज देयर, मिहिर इज देयर, राइट, then Madan has joined, Ramakrishna is there. So all the students who have joined here, Tanmay is there. So people who have joined by Zoom, right? I'm looking at you from the far away. You have I have a screen there. So मैं whatever doubts you want to ask, है ना, जो भी आप पूछना चाहते हैं, whatever comes to your mind, you can feel very open up to ask me doubts, है ना। I will address your doubts। और मैं चाहता हूँ कि ये सेशन इंटरेक्टिव रहे, कि जितना आप मुझसे पूछेंगे और जितना मैं आपको समझाऊंगा, उससे क्या होगा कि आपका लर्निंग प्रोसेस और बेटर होता जाएगा। तो आपको एग्जाम के समय में याद नहीं करना पड़ेगा, आपको रट्टाफिकेशन नहीं करना पड़ेगा। दैट इज व्हाट आई बिलीव। सो जूम सेशन का एक एडवांटेज ये होता है कि यू कैन टॉक टू द पर्सन डायरेक्टली, जस्ट लाइक अ ऑफलाइन क्लास। एट द सेम टाइम, दोज हु आर इन द यूट्यूब चैनल, आई विल लुक एट द चैट बॉक्स फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम, and then I'll try to look into that. Like in now in YouTube channel, Rahul has joined, then Rutik is there, so I will be looking into that. So let me do just pop out the chat box. तो अभी मैंने क्या किया, चैट बॉक्स को पूरा ओपन कर दिया है, ठीक है। तो मैं अभी अपने लैपटॉप में चैट बॉक्स देख पा रहा हूँ। जो लोग अभी जुड़ रहे हैं, so I will be able to address your doubt. So even the people through YouTube channel also can interact with me, ठीक है। जब ये सेशन एंड हो जाएगा, द रिकॉर्डेड वीडियो विल बी देयर एंड द कमेंट बॉक्सेस आर देयर, सो यू कैन ऑलवेज गेट बैक टू मी। एंड मैं रेगुलरली आजकल देख रहा हूँ। मैं जैसे मैंने बताया कि ये मंथ मेरा बाहर का एंगेजमेंट कम है, ठीक है। कुछ एंगेजमेंट्स हैं, बाकी टाइम मैं स्पेंड कर रहा हूँ कि जहाँ आप लोगों को गाइड कर सकूँ, ठीक है। मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम का मैंने कुछ लोगों का 1-to-1 सेशन लिया है। तो मेंटरशिप जो प्रोग्राम है, लेट मी जस्ट ब्रिंग हियर, जो मैंने अपने टेलीग्राम चैनल में ही बताया था कि मेंटर सेशंस जो है, आई थिंक आई हैव टेकन समवेयर अराउंड 40-45 स्टूडेंट्स का मैंने सेशन 1-to-1 किया था। उस दिन 4-5 घंटे हो गए थे। कुछ लोग लेफ्ट आउट हो गए हैं, कुछ लोगों के फॉर्म आ चुके हैं, मेरे पास मेंटरशिप के फॉर्म आ चुके हैं, ठीक है। मैं आपके नंबर को ऐड कर दूंगा, आई विल ऐड इन द व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप। मैंने बताया कि मैं व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में इसलिए यूज कर रहा हूँ, द रीजन इज दैट कि व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप एक एडवांटेज होता है, आई कैन हैव ए वीडियो कॉल विथ यू, है ना, मैं आपसे वीडियो कॉल करके बात कर सकता हूँ। टेलीग्राम में भी वीडियो कॉल का ऑप्शन होता है, बट प्रॉब्लम होता है कि टेलीग्राम में आप इंडिविजुअल बेसिस पे वहां पे बहुत कम चांसेस होते हैं कि देखा जा सके। तो व्हाट्सअप मुझे लगता है कि ज्यादा उसमें है ना कंपैटिबल है, जहां में आई कैन कॉल यू अप एंड कैन हैव, तो इंस्टेड ऑफ हैविंग गूगल मीट और जूम मीट, आई कैन हैव डायरेक्ट व्हाट्सअप वीडियो कॉल एंड कैन टेक सेशन विथ यू। तो यहाँ जो 1-to-1 सेशन जो है, ठीक है, 1-to-1 सेशन जो है, जो लोगों का फॉर्म मेरे पास आ चुका है, मैं अभी भी बता रहा हूँ, आई हैव मेंशन इन माय टेलीग्राम ग्रुप दैट दोज हु आर सीरियसली प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर प्रीलिम्स 2024, जो लोग सीरियसली 2024 प्रीलिम्स को टारगेट कर रहे हैं, वो मैं चाह रहा हूं उनको अभी जो लेस देन 45 डेज मैं उनको मेंटर करूं, मैं उनको गाइड करूं, सो दैट दे क्वालिफाई प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम। ठीक है, 2025 का ये सेपरेट होगा, दिस इज फॉर ये प्रीलिम्स के लिए मैं अभी कर रहा हूं, जिसके लिए ग्रुप बनाया गया है। और एक चीज और है कि विदाउट मेंटरशिप फॉर्म आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू टेक योर कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर एंड ऐड इन द ग्रुप। ठीक है, इसीलिए मैं फॉर्म फिलअप कर रहा हूं। फॉर्म में ये भी होता है, एक मुझे आइडिया लगता है कि वेयर योर कंसर्न्स आर देयर, कहां पर इश्यूज आ रहा है। तो मैंने पूरा बहुत मैं क्लियर है कि जब तक मेरे पास मेंटरशिप फॉर्म्स नहीं आएंगे मैं उनको व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में ऐड नहीं करूंगा। ठीक है, ये मेरे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टू नो अबाउट द कैंडिडेट्स, हु आर द पीपल, व्हाट आर देयर लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टीज, व्हाट आर द प्रॉब्लम्स दे आर फेसिंग, देन आई कैन डू दैट। ठीक है, तो इसलिए वो मैं बार बार भी मैं अपने टेलीग्राम ग्रुप में मैं कहता हूँ कि सेंड मी द फॉर्म, आई विल टेक द लुक इनटू द फॉर्म, सो डोंट वरी, मैं हमेशा हूँ, आई एम ऑलवेज देयर विथ यू। ठीक है, तो आपको चिंता बिल्कुल नहीं करना है। एंड जो भी आपके मैसेजेस आ रहे हैं, जो भी मेरे अपडेट मिल रहे हैं, आई एम लुकिंग टू दैट। जब भी मुझे टाइम मिलता है इन माय मोबाइल फोन आई लुक एट दैट। एक तो ये चीज है। दूसरा जो है, कई लोग जो है वो मुझे रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम फॉर 2025, जो 2025 नेक्स्ट ईयर देंगे उनके लिए। अब प्रॉब्लम ये है कि वहां पे मैसिव स्केल है ना, देयर आर मेनी students who want to go for this mentorship program 2025, so I am just keeping hold for some times। मैंने कुछ बच्चों को बताया भी कि थोड़ा इंतजार कीजिए, मैं 2025 का भी मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम मैं स्टार्ट करूंगा। तो मैं फर्स्ट, मेरा प्रायोरिटी है कि 2024 अपेयरिंग कैंडिडेट्स दे गेट डायरेक्ट मेंटरशिप फ्रॉम माय साइड, सो वो चलता रहे। एंड 2025 के जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो नेक्स्ट ईयर या उसके बाद देंगे, उसका पूरा फ्रेमवर्क डेवलप किया जा रहा है। ठीक है, उसके लिए पूरी टीम होगी, दे विल बी हेल्पिंग एवरी एस्पेक्ट ऑन दैट। वो मैं अपडेट करूंगा क्योंकि 2025 वालों के लिए अभी पूरा 1 साल बचा हुआ है, तो वहां कोई जल्दबाजी नहीं है। जस्ट वेट फॉर अ फ्यू डेज, देन दे विल बी अपडेटेड विद द प्रोग्राम देयर। ठीक है, अनदर थिंग इज दैट मंडे आई एम ट्रैवलिंग, आई एम गोइंग टू देवघर। ठीक है, देवघर आई एम गोइंग देयर टू झारखंड, टू देवघर IAS अकेडमी दिया, आई विल बी देयर। तो आई विल बी 10 days देयर इन देयर, वहां भी पूरा सेटअप है। देयर ऑल्सो आई हैव अ डिजिटल बोर्ड। ठीक है, आई हैव एंटायर स्टूडियो सेटअप देयर। तो फ्रॉम देयर ऑल्सो आई विल टेक मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम फॉर प्रीलिम्स 2024, प्लस आई विल ऑल्सो टेक मैराथन सेशन ऑन एनवायरमेंट। तो अगला जो पार्ट ये रहेगा आफ्टर साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, ये जो सेशन हो रहा है, आई विल गो टू द मैराथन सेशन फॉर एनवायरमेंट। तो उसमें मैंने जो प्लान किया है, व्हाट आई हैव प्लान्ड देयर for environment part, I will divide into different parts. ठीक है, and that will be through digital board. I will be taking through digital board only, same as like that. इसको मैं एक अलग अलग पार्ट में डिवाइड कर रहा हूँ। एक होगा डाउन टू अर्थ, आई विल बी टेकिंग फॉर डाउन टू अर्थ मैगजीन, जो कल मैंने आप लोगों को बुक दिखाया था कि आई हैव अ बुक फॉर स्टेटस ऑफ एनवायरमेंट एंड फॉर 2022, 23, 24। तो 3 years डाउन टू अर्थ मैगजीन, आई विल बी कवरिंग दैट। वो स्पेशल मैराथन सेशन ओनली फोकसिंग ऑन डाउन टू अर्थ विल बी देयर। ठीक है, सेकेंड विल बी दैट, सेकेंड पार्ट विल बी ऑन द हिंदू एंड इंडियन एक्सप्रेस। This will be the second part of environment marathon session. Now third part which I will cover, coaching institutes compilations, जैसे विजन IAS का PT 365 है। सो वॉट एवर द कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स आर देयर, right? Coaching institutes, this monthly magazine and the yearly compilation. Right, which is there in the market. तो कल मैं संडे को आई एम गोइंग टू करोल बाग, ठीक है. राइट नाउ आई एम इन दिल्ली, सो आई एम गोइंग टू करोल बाग. कल शाम को 5 बजे शुभ्रा रंजन IAS अकेडमी में, है ना, देयर इज अ वर्कशॉप एट 5 PM 26 पूसा रोड. तो आई विल बी द पार्ट ऑफ दैट वर्कशॉप प्रोग्राम. तो फॉर दैट आई एम गोइंग बिफोर टाइम टू ओल्ड राजेंद्र नगर. मैं कल वारन करोल बाग जा रहा हूँ मैं, ठीक है. आई विल बी परचेसिंग दोज टाइप ऑफ नोट्स, ठीक है, जो जो ऐसे नोट्स हैं. आई विल बी गोइंग थ्रू द डिफरेंट बुक सेलर्स एंड आई विल बी सीइंग कि क्या क्या अभी इन्वायरमेंट और साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी का मटेरियल्स है, ठीक है. तो वो मैं एक बार आई विल गो थ्रू दैट और उसमें से फिल्टर करके, मेरा मेन पर्पस है टू फिल्टर आउट, क्यूरेट, है ना, क्यूरेशन, फिल्टर आउट. इसमें जो है फिल्टर्ड जो टॉपिक्स हैं. सो दोज फिल्टर्ड टॉपिक्स आई विल बी कवरिंग इन मैराथन सेशंस, ठीक है. इससे आपको आइडिया होगा क्या पढ़ना है क्या नहीं पढ़ना है. दैट मीन्स व्हाट इज रेलेवेंट, व्हाट इज नॉट रेलेवेंट, है ना, किस एरिया को ज्यादा फोकस करना है, कहां पर आपको ज्यादा ध्यान देना है. इसके अलावा व्हाट आई प्लान्ड हियर, मैं अलग से Q&A सेशन भी लूंगा मैं फॉर प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम 2024, क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन, ठीक है. दिस Q&A विल बी कवरिंग फ्रॉम डिफरेंट टॉपिक्स ऑफ करंट अफेयर्स बेस्ड ऑन साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी एंड इन्वायरमेंट. ये दोनों कवर होगा. इट विल कवर साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी प्लस इन्वायरमेंट, ठीक है. साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, इन्वायरमेंट दोनों को जोड़ते हुए क्वेश्चन आंसर. वो ये सेशन केवल Q&A होगा. दैट मीन वी विल हैव क्वेश्चन एंड आई विल गिव द एक्सप्लेनेशन पार्ट ऑफ इट. तो थ्रू क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर वी विल रिवाइज कॉन्सेप्ट, ठीक है. तो इसके थ्रू क्या होगा, थ्रू क्वेश्चन आंसर जो है, जो उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन है, थ्रू एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑफ क्वेश्चंस देयर विल रिवीजन ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट्स, रिवीजन ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट्स, राइट, फैक्ट्स, राइट, current aspects, and including what always I keep on saying, government programs and policies, initiatives. We will be doing that, है ना. ये सारी चीजों, PIB योजना, कुरुक्षेत्र, राइट, जितने भी डिफरेंट मैगजीन्स विल डू दैट. तो एक सेशन में Q&A में मिलूंगा मैं. इसमें जनरल साइंस भी कवर होगा. दैट मीन्स देयर विल बी बायोलॉजी, फिजिक्स एंड केमिस्ट्री covered along with technology part, space, defense, biotechnology, nanotechnology, जितने भी टेक्नोलॉजी एरिया है, प्लस इन्वायरमेंट का पार्ट, इन्वायरमेंट इकोलॉजी पार्ट, दैट पार्ट आई आल्सो कवर. तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि अगर अभी देखा जाए कमिंग वीक्स, राइट, दोज ऑफ यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर द एग्जाम, तो आई विल टेक मैराथन सेशंस फॉर इन्वायरमेंट, जो मैंने तीन सेशन का मैंने प्लान किया, डाउन टू अर्थ, द हिंदू इंडियन एक्सप्रेस एंड ऑल दिस वन, एंड थर्ड कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट मटेरियल्स एंड द कंपाइलेशन, ठीक. वन सेशन विल बी Q&A पार्ट, दैट आई विल बी कवरिंग दैट, ठीक है. तो ऐसे में अभी चॉकआउट मैंने किया है कि 1 by 1 आई विल बी कवरिंग दैट. तो जो लोग मुझसे जुड़े हुए हैं, दोज ऑफ यू आर कनेक्टेड विथ मी, ठीक है, और जो लोग मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम के ग्रुप में हैं, आई विल बी शेयरिंग यू डॉक्यूमेंट्स, ठीक है. साथ साथ में टेलीग्राम जो है, टेलीग्राम में भी डॉक्यूमेंट्स में डाल रहा हूँ, ठीक है. आफ्टर एवरी सेशन आई एम एडिंग द डॉक्यूमेंट्स व्हाट आई एम डिस्कसिंग इन द सेशन, आई एम एडिंग इन द टेलीग्राम चैनल, ठीक है. तो टेलीग्राम चैनल में जो लोग 2025 के, जो लोग इस साल के भी है, तो जहां जहां पर चीजें मैं डाल दे रहा हूँ, ठीक है. प्लस जो व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप जो बना हुआ है मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम, उनको थोड़ा और अलग से मटेरियल ऐड अप होगा फॉर देयर प्रैक्टिस एंड रिवीजन. तो उसको उनको मैं गाइड करूंगा, ठीक है. नाउ इन यूट्यूब चैनल देयर इज लकी सिंह हैज जॉइंड देयर. गुड इवनिंग लकी सिंह. Rutik is there, Rahul is there. Good evening to everyone, right? So now Rutik is asking one question here. Sir, your books for science and technology environment both are best. I ordered both books, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for helping us. Thank you so much, Rutik, for your kind words. मैं अपने बॉटम ऑफ द हार्ट, ठीक है, मैं आपको बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ. मैं चाहता हूँ कि ऐसे अच्छे कंटेंट जो है स्टूडेंट तक पहुंचे, है ना. आपकी जो एप्रिसिएशन है वो मेरे हार्डवर्क का रिवॉर्ड है. वॉट एवर हार्डवर्क आई एम डूइंग, राइट. इफ यू आर गोइंग थ्रू माई बुक्स एंड रीडिंग ऑल दिस कंटेंट एंड दैट रियली बेनिफिट यू, वो आपको रियली हेल्प कर रहा है, उससे बड़ा रिवॉर्ड और मेरे लिए कुछ भी नहीं है। वॉट एवर योर सक्सेस इज देयर, आपकी सफलता यही मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ा रिवॉर्ड है। ठीक है, सो आई एम रियली वेरी थैंकफुल टू ऋतिक फॉर हिज काइंड वर्ड्स एंड आई एम ऑल्सो थैंकफुल टू ऑल ऑफ यू। ठीक है, तो लेट्स स्टार्ट द सेशन हियर। ठीक है, अच्छा, somebody was asking from Zoom session, let me address that, then I'll start with the topic of today's marathon. हाँ, आप बताइए, तन्मय was asking something. तन्मय, आप पूछ रहे थे कुछ?
Yes sir.
या तन्मय, हाँ
आपने कोई मेटाजोनॉमिक्स के बारे में बताया था।
हाँ, राइट,
जी, ठीक है।
हाँ हाँ,
सो कल आपने मेटाजोनॉमिक्स के बारे में बताया था, मैंने एनवायरमेंटल डीएनए के बारे में पढ़ा था, मुझे डिफरेंस समझ नहीं आया, मतलब जो
सेम है, नहीं सेम है, ये जो है ना, ये जो है ना मेटाजोनॉमिक्स जो है, दिस टॉपिक विच लास्ट ईयर क्वेश्चन आया था एरियल मेटाजोनॉमिक्स में। सी मेटाजोनॉमिक्स में क्या होता है, यू टेक सैंपल, जो भी सैंपल होता है, एंड देयर दिस डीएनए सीक्वेंसिंग। ठीक है, जो भी सैंपल होते हैं, एयर, वाटर्स, जो जहां भी है, एनी प्लेस, जो भी सैंपल है वहां पर हम उसका डीएनए सीक्वेंसिंग करते हैं, राइट, जेनेटिक सीक्वेंसिंग वी डू इट, एंड वी ट्राई टू आइडेंटिफाई कि व्हाट टाइप ऑफ बैक्टीरिया है ना, माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स है, सर है। इसी के पार्ट में ई डीएनए आता है, ई डीएनए इज इन्वॉल्व्ड डीएनए, right? Inverted DNA is also linked with the same thing, because ultimately क्या हो रहा है, air or water or soil sample is taken by scientists and they do the sequencing to understand that. मेटाजेनोमिक्स में क्या होता है कि यहां जो हम सैंपल को एनालाइज करते हैं, सैंपल एनालिसिस टू अंडरस्टैंड, जैसे कि माइक्रोब्स, any kind of microbes are there, any microbes in soil or water, है ना, उसकी हम पहचान कर सकते हैं, एयर में भी हो सकता है। ठीक, sometimes this kind of sample can also help, sample analysis can help discover new species, या कई बार होते हैं माइग्रेटरी बर्ड्स, इट्स माइग्रेटरी बर्ड्स विच आर कमिंग टू अ वेटलैंड, है ना, और अ वाटर बॉडीज और एनी ग्रासलैंड, हो सकता है कि दैट बी इल्यूसिव इन दैट एरिया, बट थ्रू द सैंपल वी कैन आइडेंटिफाई थ्रू द डेटाबेस कि व्हाट टाइप ऑफ बर्ड इज देयर, कौन सा ऐसा माइग्रेटरी बर्ड वहां पर है, हम उसकी पहचान कर सकते हैं, हम उसको पता कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, कई बार क्या होता है, जो मैंने बताया वेस्ट मटेरियल, समटाइम्स थ्रू दिस सैंपल, व्हेन यू से सैंपल, the sample could be also sometimes a cell, right, sometimes dead cell, or sometimes maybe some kind of body fluid. There's a, for example, it could be some kind of saliva or some kind of urine, you know, sometimes urine of animal, जो उनके यूरिन होते हैं, जो जैसे टाइगर है, टाइगर हैज यूरिनेटेड और एनी एनिमल हैज यूरिनेटेड, तो उसके जो यूरिन होते हैं फिकल मटेरियल, जो उनका वेस्ट मटेरियल होता है, फिकस, है ना, वहां से जो डंग वगैरह जो होते हैं, तो यहां पर जो फ्लूइड है, देन फिकस जो होता है, फिकल मटेरियल, ठीक है, समटाइम यूरिन वगैरह जो होता है, ऑल दोज थिंग्स कैन हेल्प साइंटिस्ट टू टेक द सेल एंड द डीएनए, एंड थ्रू द डीएनए एनालिसिस, सीक्वेंस एनालिसिस, कैन स्टडी सच ऑर्गेनिजम्स। तो इसी का पार्ट मेटाजेनोमिक्स में क्या है कि वो किसी तरह का सीक्वेंसिंग कर सकते हैं, एनी काइंड ऑफ सीक्वेंसिंग वी कैन डू एंड वी कैन फाइंड इट आउट, हम किसी तरह सीक्वेंसिंग का पता करके वी कैन फाइंड आउट, एनालाइज। तो मेटा वर्ड का मतलब ये होता है कि दैट इज अ एनालिसिस, जब कहते हैं जीनोमिक्स, सी दिस मेरा टू वर्ड्स, मेटा प्लस जीनोमिक्स। व्हाट इज जीनोमिक्स? जीनोमिक्स इज द एरिया ऑफ बायोटेक्नोलॉजी, राइट, इज अ पार्ट ऑफ मॉलिक्यूलर बायोलॉजी टू स्टडी genes, DNA and genes. That means structural and functional analysis of DNA and genes. That is called genomics, right? Like genome sequencing of human being, or let's say primate like monkey, chimpanzee, gorilla, or bird or reptile or amphibians, even sometimes microorganisms like bacteria, genome sequencing can be done. That is called genomics. But when you say meta means you are not only doing the sequencing, finding out the structure and function, but you are also doing analysis. ठीक है, यू आर डूइंग एनालिसिस पार्ट, आप उसको एनालाइज भी कर रहे हो, एंड यू आर ट्राइंग टू डिस्कवर सम न्यू इंसाइट, कुछ नए इंसाइट को कर रहे हो. तो जब आप ईडीएनए कहते हो तो यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एनवायरमेंटल सैंपल्स वेयर वी आर अप्लाइंग मेटाजेनोमिक्स. सो ईडीएनए इज द पार्ट ऑफ मेटाजेनोमिक्स वेयर वी डू सच काइंड ऑफ स्टडीज, है ना, उसका हम स्टडीज करते हैं, तो वो उसके पार्ट में आता है. ठीक है, तो लास्ट ईयर क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड इन द एग्जाम. और हमेशा रखना है जब भी आप कोई भी चीज पढ़ते हैं, always make sure that you are able to get through the some kind of a good source of content website and read about that, है ना. कई बार जो करंट अफेयर मटेरियल होता है उसको भी देखना है, वहाँ एग्जाम्पल्स को देखना है. जैसे ये बताइए, ये सारी चीजें हैं, इससे हमें पता चलता है जो चीज में दिख नहीं रहा है हम उसको पता कर सकते हैं, एंड दैट कुड बी डन थ्रू जेनेटिक सिक्वेंसिंग, डीएनए सिक्वेंसिंग, वो चीज पार्ट में आता है. ठीक है, सो ये पार्ट को ध्यान रखना है. So this one thing is that. Now what I'll do here, let's go to the part of this one. First of all, let me go into this one. मैं पहले हिंदू को कवर करता हूँ, ठीक है. First let me go through the Hindu paper. Later on we'll go to the government programs and all this. I'll keep on explaining every topic. So we are going to cover a lot of topics here. Chimeras. Now this is again from biotechnology. See what is the headline given. Chimeras host to multiple genotypes and maybe human organs. So let me explain here. See, biotechnology is very, very important. Every year you get question in the exam. See, when you say chimeras, basically here made of two organisms. मिथक कथाओं में, माइथोलॉजी में कई बार हम पढ़ते हैं कि जहां पर इंसान और प्राणी, एनिमल, देयर टुगेदर. ठीक है, जैसे मैं उदाहरण देता हूं, बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल देता हूं. अगर हम हिंदू माइथोलॉजी की बात करें, गणेश है ना, गणपति या गणेश जो है, व्हाट इज देयर, ह्यूमन बॉडी बट विथ एलिफेंट, द हेड इज एलिफेंट, है ना. तो दैट इज व्हाट द माइथोलॉजी टॉक्स अबाउट. ऐसे हर माइथोलॉजी में, ग्रीक माइथोलॉजी, रोमन माइथोलॉजी, जो भी माइथोलॉजी हम पढ़ते हैं वहां पे हम पाते हैं कि ह्यूमन बॉडी विथ हैविंग एनिमल पार्ट्स, एनिमल के जैसे पार्ट्स होते हैं. ठीक है, दैट इज आई एम टॉकिंग, आई एम गिविंग एग्जांपल फ्रॉम माइथोलॉजी. एक बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल दिया. इफ यू लुक एट गणेशा, you have the entire body but the head is elephant, so that is a chimera. इसको क्या बोलते हैं, काइमेरा बोलते हैं. अब ऐसा समझो कि काइमेरा है. तो जो माइथोलॉजी के एग्जांपल्स हैं, ठीक है, वो तो अलग बात है, दैट इज अनदर डोमेन. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, particularly biotechnology, today scientists can create such kind of organisms. ठीक है, अब इसको समझना है, ये अलग है, इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम हाइब्रिड. कई बार होता है ना, फ्रॉम हाइब्रिड ऑर्गेनिज्म जो होता है. जब हाइब्रिड वर्ड का यूज करते हैं, हाइब्रिड वर्ड का मतलब होता है जहां हम क्रॉस ब्रीड करते हैं, वहां भी करते हैं हाइब्रिड में. कई बार आपको पता है व्हीट, राइस, है ना, क्रॉप प्लांट जो होते हैं, एग्रीकल्चर साइंटिस्ट डू द हाइब्रिडाइजेशन. ठीक है, एनिमल्स में भी हम हाइब्रिड करते हैं, वहां पर भी है. तो वो भी एक तरह का दो ऑर्गेनिज्म होता है. जैसे कई बार आपने ये देखा होगा, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मैं एक एग्जाम्पल देता हूं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल दिस वन, लाइगर, राइट. व्हाट इज लाइगर? लायन प्लस टाइगर. ठीक है, लाइगर इज मेड ऑफ लायन प्लस टाइगर, इज अ क्रॉस ब्रीड, क्रॉस ब्रीडिंग, which has the genetic feature of both lion at the same time tiger. Both are big cats. You know about this one? Mule, horse plus donkey. घोड़ा और गधे का क्रॉस ब्रीड है, दैट इज कॉल्ड म्यूल, खच्चर, दिस आर हाइब्रिड, क्रॉस ब्रीड। उसी तरह वी डू इट इन प्लांट ऑल्सो देयर, वेरी मिक्स टाइप ऑफ थिंग। तो व्हेन यू यूज द वर्ड काइमेरा, बट व्हेन यू आर यूजिंग दिस वर्ड काइमेरा, see the first I'm trying to make you understand this one, crossbreed, right? Similar way we also have interbreed. What is interbreed? Same species, same organism, they reproduce among themselves, that is called interbreeding. But when you say crossbreed, you are taking one organism, another organism and reproducing them to get the hybrid, ठीक है? We are doing in the plants, we also do in animals. But when you talk about chimera here, जब हम chimera की बात कर रहे हैं, तो we are talking about genetic modification. What is called in biotechnology, that is called as a genetic engineering, right? That is called as genetic engineering, right? So we are doing here genetic engineering part of it. कि हम यहाँ क्या कर रहे हैं, genetic engineering के help से, right? We are mixing two type of genotypes. See, all these are technical words. ये सारे जो technical words हैं, ये हमको हमेशा याद रखना है। Genetics, genotype मतलब genetic makeup. Let me make the awareness of genotype का मतलब होता है genetic makeup of ऑर्गेनिजम्स। जो लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं उनके जेनेटिक मेकअप को कहते हैं जीनोटाइप, जिससे वो जेनेटिक लेवल पे, मॉलिक्यूलर लेवल पे किससे बना हुआ है। एक वर्ड आता है फिनोटाइप। व्हाट इज फिनोटाइप? जो हम देखते हैं, ऑब्जर्वेबल ट्रेट्स जो हम देख रहे होते हैं। लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल माई सेल्फ, अगर मैं खुद की बात करूं तो मेरा फिनोटाइप क्या है? व्हाट आई लुक लाइक, है ना, जैसा मैं दिखता हूं, तो ये मेरा फिनोटाइप है। बट व्हाट इज इनहेरेंट हियर? जो मेरा ट्रेट है, नोज, आई, ईयर, राइट, स्किन कलर, वॉट एवर आई एम मेड ऑफ एट द मॉलिक्यूलर लेवल क्या है? जीन्स आर देयर, जीन्स, डीएनए एंड जीन्स आर देयर। तो मेरा जो जेनेटिक मेकअप है, जो मुझे बनाता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड जीनोटाइप। बट वॉट एवर आई लुक लाइक, वॉट एवर आई एम विद द ट्रेट्स, दैट इज माई फिनोटाइप। सो फिनोटाइप, what is observable trait, is because of genotype. ये एक बात मेंडलियन जेनेटिक्स से आता है। इन बायोलॉजी, इन जेनेटिक्स, यू विल कम अक्रॉस वर्ड मेंडल, ग्रेगोर मेंडल, who was Austrian priest who worked with pea plant, मटर के जो प्लांट में उन्होंने जेनेटिक स्टडी किया था। लॉ ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस, 3 लॉज ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस ने किसने दिया था? ग्रेगोर मेंडल ने। तो वहां से ये वर्ड आता है फिनोटाइप, जीनोटाइप्स। तो जब हम काइमेरा की बात करते हैं, तो व्हाट साइंटिस्ट डू इन द लैब? They take 2 different organisms and their genetic modification, so that the organism which is formed will be 2 types, 2 different types. दोनों का एक ही बॉडी के अंदर होगा, राइट? उसी बॉडी के अंदर होगा। दैट मीन द ऑर्गेनिज्म जो बनेगा will have the traits, what is called genotypes, genotypes of both the parental organisms, उससे बनेगा। ये मैंने समझाया what is the meaning of chimera. See, whenever you read any kind of thing, you should always be knowing about the conceptual thing. That is very, very important. Chimera क्या होता है वो आपको बहुत अच्छे से पता होना चाहिए। Now let's look at, this is the headline, है ना, this is where the headline is there. So when you read the Hindu paper, host to multiple genotypes, कहने का मतलब है not only 2 organisms, even scientists in the lab can create more than 2 organisms, maybe 3, 4. Maybe more than 2 can be combined together with the help of biotechnology to create chimera. Chimeras को create किया है इससे। This is what is has come here, ठीक है? So here maybe human organs. अब यहाँ पर क्या चीज है कि that's now look at here. What is chimera? I have explained. Now understand here. What is the use of that? What is application of that? Let's say the UPSC question comes here. So where chimeras can be of use? ठीक है, कहां हम इसका यूज कर सकते हैं? सी, आर्टिकल इज ऑलवेज अ विंडो, यू हैव टू ऑलवेज कनेक्ट विद द पार्ट ऑफ इट। नाउ व्हाट इज हियर? वन इज दिस वन, on whatever the living organisms are there. For scientific research, we can have the chimera. Second is what? Drug testing. Sometimes we can have drugs or vaccines. Testing program. Right? That could be the use. ठीक है, कैमरा बना के उसमें हम यूज कर सकते हैं. समझो ह्यूमन विद एनिमल, let's say chimpanzee, gorilla, the human with animal, so there we can use that one. ठीक है, there we can use that part of it. Just one second. Okay, but those who are in Telegram group, just somebody is messaging me. The session has already started there. Right, already added here. Let me just give the message there. I've just dropped the message there. Those who have not joined, they can join right now. Session has already started now. So here, in this drugs and vaccine testing program, so let's say we do testing on animals to see the efficacy of human. Suppose करो कि कोई ऐसी दवा बनाई गई जिसका हमें ह्यूमन यूज करना है और उसका हम टेस्टिंग कहाँ करते हैं? एनिमल से करते हैं, लेकिन वो एनिमल का रिजल्ट हुआ, बाद में हम ह्यूमन में करते हैं. तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं? काइमेरा बना के वी कैन मेक ए काइमेरा एंड वी कैन डू दैट सच काइंड ऑफ टेस्टिंग ऑफ ड्रग्स to see the exact efficacy on human, how the drug can affect human organ. Even another one, third one, very important one, is a very important application of chimeras. There is a growing demand of human organs. Kidney, kidney and all this. Kidney damage, kidney loss, ये भी वर्ल्ड वाइड फैलता जा रहा है. और वहां ह्यूमन ऑर्गन जो है, डोनर्स, अगर आप डोनेशन की बात करो तो बहुत कम है. तो व्हाट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, इमेजिन करो आप, जस्ट इमेजिन कि वी हैव एन एनिमल कैरिंग ह्यूमन ऑर्गन्स. इमेजिन दैट, इमेजिन एन एनिमल which is chimeric animal, which has been modified in the lab, and it has a human kidney, human heart. So from the animal, the same animal which is a chimeric animal, we can take that organ and can transplant in human beings. So here, this one. Organ transplant in humans obtained from chimeric animal. Chimeric animals with the human organs, which has been modified with human organs. Let's say kidney. One example could be kidney. मैं इसका बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल देता हूं. दिस वन, साइंटिस्ट हैव डन विद दिस वन, काइमेरिक पिग. Pig carrying a human kidney or human heart, same as human being, जो human being का है, same to same. So we have created a chimeric pig which carry human kidney, and from that pig we can take the same kidney what humans have got and use in human body, है ना. तो ये जो प्रॉब्लम होता है डोनर्स का, when you look into donors part of it, so that can be taken care here. तो आपको हमेशा ये याद रखना है, जब आप कोई भी साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी एरिया पढ़ते हैं, whenever you read, तो पहला ये समझ में आना चाहिए कि कीवर्ड क्या है, टेक्निकल वर्ड क्या है, उसका मीनिंग क्या है, एंड व्हाट इज द सेकंड थिंग. सेकंड थिंग, यू हैव टू लुक इनटू द एप्लीकेशन पार्ट, कि where it can find application, right? So that's what I have given one example. This is one good example I am giving that, but it is not only pig, it can be any other example. We can take other animals, they can also be modified through biotechnology, genetic engineering, and we can get the human organs, है ना. कई जगह से हम कर सकते हैं. मैंने जैसे एक एग्जांपल दिया कि जो कि वर्ल्ड वाइड रिसर्च किया जा रहा है, तो ये क्या करेगा, दिस विल ओपन अप मेडिकल साइंस काइंड ऑफ विस्टास इन फ्यूचर, तो वहां पर हमें ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी ऑर्गन्स को लेकर, ठीक है। दैट्स वेयर द बायोटेक्नोलॉजी इज मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, right? So this could be a question in the exam. That's what I have covered here. So this is one area which I have covered here. Let's go to the next one here. You can see there. These are the animals which have been created by scientists. Monkey carrying the human organ. They are very closest ancestor. You know? This, you know, primate. We are primate. Man is a primate. You know? We have evolved from them. So if you have a monkey carrying human organs, that's really good. Now you can see here birds also there. See here, it looks like you know, penguin and those kind of pigeon and this kind of chimeric parrot and pigeon combined one, right? तो ये चीज यहाँ पर है, ठीक है। Now coming to this one, Marsquake, right? Let me discuss this one. Two such kind of things have made headlines. One is a moonquake. Moon, you know, our moon, Earth's moon. Just like Earth has got plates, crust, upper part of the Earth, we have plate and the plates are in motion, right? Wagner theory you have studied. Even in solar systems, we find other planets, they also have got crust, mantle and core. And the crust also made of plates, they also move. So like Mars, red planet Mars, has also got plates, just like Earth has got. And as the Earth has got earthquake, Mars has got Marsquake. This has come in the Hindu paper. See, is Mars tectonically more active than previously thought? You know, NASA mission, right? NASA's mission on Mars, and you know, NASA in American Space Agency, they have landed number of rovers. Rovers. What is rover? Is a robotic thing which can move, right? Just like India has carried out Pragyan rover in Chandrayaan-3 mission. Same as NASA has already landed number of rovers on red planet Mars, and they have different type of instruments to study. तो यहाँ पे एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट नाम आता है InSight. नासा का मिशन है InSight, which the rover has it just drilled right upper part of the Mars to study the Marsquake. That is what comes here. तो ये जो है magnitude 4.7 cause vibration there. Now you can see here NASA's InSight lander, right? If you see here, I'll highlight here this one. So seismic activity in Mars planet, that has been studied. ठीक है, तो आपको इसमें क्या करना है, कोई भी ऐसा स्पेस मिशन आता है ना, चाहे वो नासा का हो या जापान का जैक्सा हो, यूरोपियन स्पेस एजेंसी ESA और इंडिया का ISR हो, जितने भी ऐसे इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोमिनेंट स्पेस एजेंसीज ऑफ द वर्ल्ड एंड व्हाटएवर देयर ऑनगोइंग मिशंस आर देयर, इन दैट कॉन्टेक्स्ट कोई भी नई चीज आया है तो आपको पता होना चाहिए। तो ये जैसे कि इनसाइट मिशन का बात है, सिस्मिक सिग्नल जो है दैट वाज स्टडीड देयर और इसका नाम दिया गया है ना। सी हियर व्हाट इज नेम गिवन हियर। कई बार क्या होता है यूपीएससी प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम में यू गेट अ डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन, समटाइम्स जीके जनरल नॉलेज फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन, ये चीज नाम है, ये चीज नाम है डब्ड एज S1222A, ये नाम दिया गया S1222 small a. S means seismicity, 122 A is given here, caused by an impact. ठीक है, that is where the crater and all this have formed there. Mars also has got crater, just like Moon has got. तो कई बार कुछ ऐसे जो न्यूज में कोई टर्म्स आता है, कोई ऐसा वर्ड होता है, कुछ नाम होता है, कई बार यूपीएससी प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम में डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पूछ दिया जाता है। अब जैसे ये चीज अगर डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन आ गया S1222A recently in the news is what? ABCD, linked with the seismic activities of Mars. Second, linked with some kind of crater found in the moon. Third, C is linked with some kind of activities in Earth. कुछ कुछ ऐसा ऑप्शन दे दिया जाएगा, ठीक है, तो वो आपको ध्यान में रखना है। दिस व्हाट कम्स इनटू दैट, ठीक है। तो दिस व्हाट कम्स इन द हिंदू पेपर S1222A, that is the name of the seismic effect or moonquake in the red planet Mars. And what is the name of the mission? InSight, ठीक है, InSight mission 2022, ये चीज है। That is one comes here. Now let's come to the next one here. Guinea worm disease. गिनी वर्म कई बार हिंदू पेपर में डिजीजेस का कवर होता है। साइंस सेगमेंट ऑफ हिंदू पेपर विल कम अक्रॉस डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ डिजीजेस, जैसे कि मैंने पिछले सेशन में बताया था लेप्टोस्पायरोसिस, गिनी वर्म. Let's understand here. See here, I'll use some word, very important word, which you have to be aware of it. There's something called NTD, neglected tropical diseases. WHO has given a lot of importance to this kind of diseases, neglected tropical diseases, NTD. These are those diseases which may be caused because of a vector, some kind of mosquito, some kind of insect, and they may carry such kind of a parasite, right, which is prevalent in tropical region of the world, whether it's Asia or Africa or South America, whichever countries are there. और इसका ज्यादा इलाज नहीं है, ट्रीटमेंट नहीं है, थेरापीज नहीं है. That's what called neglected. That means vaccine, medicine, drugs, they're not very abundant. So this neglected tropical disease. So what is first thing comes? First thing comes here. If you look at this type of disease there, so first thing what becomes very, very important here, that is they're prevalent tropical countries, right? Mostly Africa, right, and Asia, and also some parts of South America, like Brazil and all this. Equator and tropics, right? Tropical belt that comes here. They prevent there. They're what? They're mostly what? They're parasitic. They're caused by parasitic disease. Like for example, if I take the example of parasitic disease here, I'll just give you the example here. Suppose, for example, you know this one. Sleeping sickness, African sleeping sickness, right? So what happened there? The person goes into that kind of a mode, the sleep mode. Then I'll give you another example. You are aware of this one. Elephantiasis, filaria, right? Butyrilia bancrofti. So उस पे जाता है. Then you know malaria, again parasitic, protozoa, right? Kala Azar, this is again Leishmania donovani, leishmaniasis, prevent there. Then here river blindness, then this guinea worm, guinea worm. So there, this type of diseases are also prevalent in India, right? They are also prevalent in India there. Now what happens here? Here, lack of treatments, or let's say drugs, medicines, or vaccines. They are not sufficient there, right? They are not sufficient. So that is what comes here, right? Also sufficient nahi hai. And even the government neglect them. They're not given that kind of priority. That is here, lack of priorities, lack of healthcare priorities. Let's say you get question in the exam, and sometimes they are vector borne. That may be also vector through insect that may be carried to the human body. See, sometimes they may be direct through soil, through water, can enter human body. और कई बार ऐसा भी होता है कि through the vector like insect, mosquitoes can come to human body. और यहाँ पर क्या है? WHO जो है, WHO guidelines, जो international guidelines to deal with entities. Whichever countries which are suffering with this kind of problems, ठीक है, they should be आइडेंटिफाइंग, मतलब उसको आइडेंटिफाई करना बहुत जरूरी है. जैसे इंडिया में फाइलेरिया, एलिफेंटियासिस, मलेरिया, We all have this kind of thing, identification and then elimination. They should be diagnosed, properly treated and eliminated. उसका elimination होना चाहिए. तो अभी क्या न्यूज में आया हुआ है is a very important thing. Let me give you here. The news has given that guinea worm, because of WHO initiative and countries initiatives, guinea worm has been now controlled. गिनी वर्म के जो डिजीज है उसको कंट्रोल किया जा रहा है और ये भी कहा जा रहा है कि इज ऑलमोस्ट गोइंग टू बी इरेडिकेटेड. ऑलमोस्ट गोइंग टू बी इरेडिकेटेड. ऐसे डिजीज का फैलने का कारण क्या होता है? सैनिटेशन, हाइजीन, समटाइम वाटर, सॉइल, है ना, उसके थ्रू स्प्रेड होता है. सो इफ वी मेंटेन क्लेanलीनेस, सैनिटेशन, हाइजीन, तो ऐसे डिजीज का जो स्प्रेड होता है उसको हम कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. इफ वी कैन कंट्रोल द वेक्टर देन वी कैन कंट्रोल द स्प्रेड ऑफ सच डिजीजेस. तो एक गुड न्यूज है, ये बहुत अच्छा न्यूज है कि दैट गिनी वर्म डिजीज इज ऑलमोस्ट ऑन द ब्रिंक टू इरेडिकेशन. मतलब इस पे काफी गवर्नमेंट्स ने काम किया है इसको इरेडिकेट करने के लिए. सो यू कैन सी गिवन world's race to eradicate guinea worm disease near the finish line. ये ऑलमोस्ट खत्म होने वाला है और ये लेग के थ्रू आता है ना. वर्म जो जाता है, लार्वा होता है, ये वर्म का लार्वा होता है. वो कहीं पर अगर पैर में कहीं कट गया कुछ भी है तो ये लार्वा अंदर जाता है और फिर ये जाता है इंटेस्टाइन में. जैसे आपको पता है टेप वर्म वगैरह जो होता है, एंड फिर वो कॉज करता है डिजीज. कहीं पर पानी जो होता है, ह्यूमन वाटर, पानी में ये जो लार्वा होता है एंड वन ड्रिंक द वाटर तो वहां स्प्रेड होता है. नाउ व्हाट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, कोई भी क्वेश्चन यूपीएससी प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम में अगर आता है डिजीज पे तो यू शुड नो द कॉजेटिव एजेंट. क्या कॉजेटिव एजेंट है, किसके कारण हो रहा है? इज इट अ बैक्टीरिया, इज इट अ वायरस, इज इट अ प्रोटोजोआ, इज इट अ फंगस? तो आपको कॉज पता होना चाहिए साइंटिफिक वे से. सेकेंड थिंग इज व्हाट, मोड ऑफ ट्रांसमिशन, हाउ इट कम्स टू ह्यूमन बॉडी. इज इट जूनोटिक फ्रॉम एनिमल टू ह्यूमन? Is it a vector through some kind of insect or vector it comes? Is it through contact? And it does come from environment. So you should know mode of transmission. कैसे वो फैलता है. फिर थर्ड चीज क्या है, उसका ट्रीटमेंट क्या है. Is there medicine? उसको हम प्रिवेंट कैसे कर सकते हैं? Is there any vaccine? These are the questions, for that you need to have answers. ठीक है, ये चीज यहाँ पर है. तो गिनी वर्म अब खत्म होने वाला है because of government initiative. That what has come into that one. ठीक है, तो ये I'll give you this article here. Now look at here, another thing here, biology part, nematocyst. ये बायो की बुक में भी दिया हुआ है. It is there in the Hindu paper also. Nematocyst cellular weapon. Now let's look at this animal. What is this animal called? क्या ये एनिमल बताओ? Jellyfish. See, jellyfish has a stinging cell. Let me, ये बायो में दिया हुआ है. This when you say, let's say for example jellyfish, ठीक है, they have a stinging cell. They have this kind of a cell which sting, है ना, पॉइजनस होते हैं, विच किल प्रे. तो यहां जो उसका वर्ड है, दिस इज कॉल्ड नेमेटोसिस्ट. एक होता है टू किल प्रे एज अ फूड, दे कैन स्टिंग, किल एंड ईट इट. सेकेंड इज डिफेंस, टू डिफेंड इटसेल्फ. If they are attacked by any predator, right, itself from predator, कोई इस पे अटैक करता predator, तो वहां से ये nematocyst बचाता है. They are able to attack the predator and kill the predator, है ना, predator को kill कर सकता है. तो that is where the nematocyst comes. ये सब biological terms है और ये जो भी कवर करो, I am covering from the Hindu paper, which has come from the Hindu paper. And NCERT book also covers about that. Let's look at here. अब हिंदू पेपर क्या कवर किया गया? Now look at here. evolution has come up with the animals, ठीक है, तो यहाँ दिया हुआ nematocysts are found in some animals. कहाँ कहाँ आता है देखो आप, jellyfish, corals, sea anemones, hydras, है ना, जो यहाँ पे एग्जाम्पल दिया हुआ है. तो एनिमल किंगडम में अगर देखा जाए तो नॉट ओनली जेलीफिश, इवन द कोरल्स, यू नो कोरल, व्हाट इज कोरल? कोरल इज अ मरीन एनिमल, राइट? कोरल also has a body. Like if you look at jellyfish, so you have seen the jellyfish like this jellyfish. Coral, if you look at, coral body is made of this type of structure. This is called polyp. Cup-like structure, that is called polyp. Now this is the mouth. See, coral is an animal, and what you see here, this one, this is a stinging, right? Kind of a path is there. It contains this cell. See, coral is not a plant. Coral is simply a marine animal, which are very tiny, small animals, and they have tentacles. This is what called tentacles. She is able to sting, tentacles, and can eat. There is a mouth through which it can eat. That cup-like structure called polyp. See, corals can also take the prey and eat. But at the same time, you know, corals have symbiotic relation with marine algae called zooxanthellae. And this algae provide food to the coral. That's through photosynthesis. There's one part is there. But again, remember that corals can also be found deep ocean. कहाँ पर फोटोसिंथेटिक zooxanthellae या मरीन एल्गी पाया जाता है? जो वार्म वाटर होते हैं, जहाँ सनलाइट होता है ना, अपर पार्ट ऑफ द ओशन, शैलो वाटर जहाँ होता है. बट कोरल एज ए मरीन एनिमल इज फाउंड डीप इन द ओशन ऑल्सो, जहाँ पे एल्गी नहीं होगा. तो हाउ द कोरल गेट द फूड? दिस वन, टेंटिकल्स, राइट? तो वहां पे क्या, कौन सा सेल होता है? नेमाटोसिस्ट, right? What is called nematocyst. Jellyfish, I have given the example. I'll give you another example. Sea anemone. ये सब आप इकोलॉजी में पढ़ोगे. You will be studying in ecology there. Sea anemone. What is sea anemone? Sea anemone, it looks like this. It again has this kind of a body. ठीक है? It has this kind of body, and it has this type of tentacles. It has a mouth. There is a mouth is there, cavity there. This sea anemone, and this what you see. This is tentacles. Sea anemone can also capture, can eat them. This is what you see here. This is the tentacles. They look very colorful. They are very. All these animals are very colorful. In ecology, you will study the sea anemone, and there is a symbiotic relation with clownfish. Clownfish, one type of fish is there. Just like a coral has a with zooxanthellae. This happens in marine areas. You will find where sea and ocean. वहां पाया जाता है. तो यहाँ भी क्या होगा? नेमेटोसिस्ट होगा. Stinging cell will be there. Right? One more example is there. Apart from coral and jellyfish and this sea anemone, you'll also find in other organisms also there. ऐसा नहीं है कि केवल ये only वहां पर stinging cell होता है. ठीक है? और भी होते हैं, fish भी होते हैं, fish. They may also has got such kind of cell there. ठीक है? But now what comes here? If you look at here, this article, it also gives one example here: hydras. Hydra. Hydra, if you see, just like वो radish के तरह दिखता है वो. It has a mouth. This is a mouth. This is a hydra. Hydra is an animal. And asymmetric, you can cut it in symmetric होते हैं. And it has, see here, this is the mouth. There is a tentacle which will have metocyst, right? So biology part, what you read in animal world, animal kingdom, कुछ ऐसे वर्ड्स होते हैं वहां पर होता है. एंड द क्वेश्चन कॉर्नर, मैंने ऑलरेडी एक सेशन लिया है बायो का, जो मैंने बताया था क्वेश्चन कॉर्नर वगैरह जो होता है. तो ऐसे कुछ भी एग्जाम्पल जो हिंदू पेपर कवर हो रहा है, इंडियन एक्सप्रेस कवर हो रहा है, यूपीएससी आपसे डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता है. यूपीएससी कैन आस्क यू डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन ऑन दैट. ठीक है, तो ये चीज मैंने समझाया. दिस इज व्हाट आई हैव मेड यू अंडरस्टैंड, so that you know that if any question comes in the exam of this type you are able to solve it. ठीक है, डायरेक्टली आप सॉल्व कर सकते हो, राइट? तो ये चीज याद रखना है. कई बार क्या होगा, क्वेश्चन कैन गिव यू एग्जांपल्स कि which are those which have got this kind of cell there, right? So I've just drawn the diagram to make you understand here. So now let's move on to the next one. They have a toxin and they kill the poison होते हैं वहां पर. Now look at here, this one C-20 engine, Gaganyaan mission, India's ISRO's mission, right? We are now getting prepared for human space flight, Gaganyaan mission there. And you know, we are going to use a very powerful rocket called GSLV MK3, LVM3, which in the upper stage use what? Cryogenic engine. So what is very important here, what you see here, this one, this is an engine being tested here, cryogenic engine C-20. So let me just give you idea here. See, when we come across our launch vehicle GSLV MK3 Mark 3, or what we call as a LVM3, launch vehicle Mark 3, we have carried out Chandrayaan 3 mission with this, and we are now preparing the same rocket or launch vehicle for our human space flight Gaganyaan mission. उसकी तैयारी करें. तो यहां पर क्या है कि normally if you look at here, this rocket here, this is the main core part. तो यहां पे सबसे पहले जो होता है, the first thing what comes here, this is a L110, it's called core liquid engine. Why it is called liquid? Because it uses liquid fuel. Core liquid engine, it uses liquid fuel. It is basically modified Vikas engine. This Vikas engine which we use in PSLV. You know, we have already a polar satellite launch vehicle PSLV that has been now modified as a liquid engine there. Now what comes here? This one. This is the C-20. Is a very powerful one. This is called cryogenic. This is basically cryogenic engine. Right, this is the cryogenic engine. Let me just mark here. This is a cryogenic engine. What is cryogenic engine? Which use liquid hydrogen with liquid oxygen to provide the thrust. The cryogenic engine is there. Now it has got two heavy solid booster. Both the side you will find two heavy boosters are there. Now this is the attached. So this is called S200, S200. What is this one? S200? S200, these two are basically the heavy solid boosters. You all have read about this. This is the GSLV Mark 3. The biggest rocket what India has built, ISRO has built. This is how the configuration comes. So basic concept you should be aware of that. It has a core liquid engine followed by a cryogenic engine, right? And then you have is flanked by two very heavy boosters. So first the booster goes up and then get detached, अलग हो जाता है. Then the liquid engine works. Then finally cryogenic engine. Now what we are getting here, We have used this rocket where? We have used this rocket in Chandrayaan 3 mission. Chandrayaan 2 and Chandrayaan 3. Chandrayaan 2nd, 3rd, we use this rocket. Now we are getting prepared for this Gaganyaan mission. Recently, you know that 4 Indian astronauts, right? 4 Indian astronauts have been now given astronaut wings. हमारा जो व्योमनॉट है, जो 4 अंतरिक्ष यात्री होंगे, भारतीय अंतरिक्ष यात्री होंगे, उनको प्राइम मिनिस्टर के द्वारा तिरुवनंतपुरम में विक्रम साराभाई स्पेस सेंटर में उनको एस्ट्रोनॉट विंग दिया गया. Their names have been now made public. So गगनयान का हमारा प्रिपरेशन पूरे फुल स्विंग में, which is going to be highly ambitious project of India. Now what is very important here? In this mission, we are going to use the same rocket, but this part, the upper part, will have a crew module. So here, this one, what we are going to have here, there will be a crew module with a service module. That means the upper part, I'll draw a diagram, this one, will have this type of a box. Where Indian astronauts will be placed inside. And then it will have this type of a kind of a rocket system. So this will be at the top here. It is placed here. This module will be at the part of here in the Gaganyaan mission. And here the Indian astronauts will be there. The plan is there to send 3 of them, but maybe we can send more than 3 also. अभी 4 astronauts के नाम सामने आए, तो हो सकता है 4 भी जाए यहाँ पर. And here this it will have this type of a engine. So what will happen there? Once they are put into the low Earth orbit, they will remain there in the orbit, and then it will deboost and return back to the Earth. ठीक है? तो अभी क्रायोजेनिक इंजन का प्रॉपर टेस्टिंग किया जा रहा है, जो विल बी वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द मिशन प्रोग्राम. दिस बिकम्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन. तो दिस इज व्हाट द हिंदू पेपर हैज कवर्ड. टेस्टिंग ऑफ क्रायोजेनिक इंजन फॉर गगनयान मिशन. व्हाट यू कैन सी देयर, है ना, वहां पर उसका दिया हुआ है. ह्यूमन रेटिंग इंजन यहाँ पर जो है, तो उसको टेस्ट किया जा रहा है अभी, क्रू मॉड्यूल के लिए किया जा रहा है. नाउ लुक एट हियर अनदर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट डिजीज. ये मैंने कवर भी किया है. I have covered in some of the previous session. Equine disease. See here, Western equine encephalitis. WE encephalitis जो है, WE, Western equine encephalitis. See, whenever the word encephalitis comes, so always remember that. Wherever the word encephalitis comes, this one, this is basically cause inflammation of brain cells and tissues. That means it affect nervous system. It basically affect the nervous system. ये मस्तिष्क और जो हमारे जो तंत्रिका तंत्र है उसको प्रभावित करता है, ये जो भी इंसेफेलिटिस वर्ड होता है. और इट इज लिथल, ये जो है लिथल होता है, फेटल होता है, कैन कॉज डेथ. अब ये जो इंसेफेलिटिस होता है कई कारणों से होता है. अगेन रिमेंबर दैट इन यूपीएससी एग्जाम व्हेन द क्वेश्चन विल बी आस्क्ड, यू शुड आल्सो नो द कॉज. कॉज क्या है? ये कई कारणों से होता है. ठीक है, जो ब्रेन का इंफ्लेमेशन होता है कई बार बैक्टीरिया से भी हो सकता है. ठीक है, कई बार होता है ब्रेन का जो प्रॉब्लम आता है, कई बार ये वायरस से होता है, जैसे जेई, जापानीज एन्सेफेलाइटिस वायरस. ठीक है, अब यहां पर एक चीज याद रखना है, क्यों प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम बहुत चैलेंजिंग होता है, क्यों ऐसा चैलेंज होता है? क्योंकि आप क्या करते हो, करंट अफेयर्स में एक ही चीज पढ़ते हो, आपके दिमाग में एक ही चीज घूम रहा होता है. ठीक है, अब यूपीएससी इसी पे खेलता है. यूपीएससी प्ले विद दिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग कि जैसे वर्ड एन्सेफेलाइटिस आएगा, सबके दिमाग में केवल एक ही नाम आता है, जेई वायरस, जापानीज एन्सेफेलाइटिस वायरस, ठीक है, बाकी चीजें नहीं आता है। अब जैसे कॉज ऑफ एन्सेफेलाइटिस जो है, नाउ लुक एट हियर, क्या क्या कॉजेस हो सकता है इस तरह के जो प्रॉब्लम है, व्हाट ऑल कॉजेस कुड बी देयर। तो इसका मैं रीजन बता रहा हूं। इसका एक रीजन क्या है, बैक्टीरियल इन्फेक्शन से भी हो सकता है, दूसरा यहां होता है वायरसेस से होता है, यहां पर जो, अब जो वायरस की हम बात करें तो वायरस में एक आता है जेई वायरस, जापानीज एन्सेफेलाइटिस वायरस, दैट कैन कॉज। दूसरा जो है, दूसरा बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है, ये चीज जो है, I'll come to what is the meaning of equine, but I'll come to that. This could also cause. It can also be caused by another one, which is also making a lot of news. Nipah virus. Another deadly disease is the Nipah virus. Right? You know Kerala. Kerala, there was outbreak of Nipah virus. But before also the Kerala was suffering with Nipah virus. ठीक है, उससे बहुत साल पहले पश्चिम बंगाल, वेस्ट बंगाल, नॉर्दर्न बंगाल, सिलीगुड़ी, जलपाईगुड़ी, वहां पर निपा वायरस का आउटब्रेक रहा है। ठीक है, तो एन्सेफेलाइटिस का कई कारण हो सकता है, और ये क्या होता है, होस्ट होता है, दे लिव इन द होस्ट, राइट, इट हैज बेसिकली दे वर्क ऑन द होस्ट। These viruses are found in host, जैसे जेई वायरस, पिग एंड बर्ड्स, जो बर्ड्स होते हैं, बर्ड्स, वाटर बर्ड्स और जो पिग होते हैं, वहां पर ये जेई वायरस होता है। गोरखपुर इन यूपी, वेयर मेनी चिल्ड्रन डाइड बिकॉज ऑफ जेई वायरस, तो वहां पर पाया जाता है। इवन फॉर दिस वन, वेस्टर्न इक्वाइन, नाउ आई विल गिव यू दैट, व्हाट इज इक्वाइन? इक्वाइन मींस हॉर्स, horse, that's the meaning of this, is scientific name, equine means horse. These are host, मतलब उसके अंदर वायरस होता है। Then you know Nipah virus, Nipah virus is there, fruit bat, जेई वायरस में क्या है, यहां पर जो पिग है, बर्ड्स है, उसके थ्रू स्प्रेड करता है। That means this type of reservoir host from where the human contact can affect them. ठीक है, तो अभी जो न्यूज में आया है, एक आया निपा वायरस आया हुआ है, जब ब्रेन प्रॉब्लम कुड बी देयर एंड द पर्सन मे गो टू कोमा, मतलब कोमा स्टेज में जा सकता है। ठीक है, सीजर, यू नो समथिंग कॉल्ड ब्रेन सीजर एंड कोमा कैन हैपन देयर। एट द सेम टाइम what has come into this, western equine encephalitis, which is happen through animal. Which animal? Horse to humans. WHO, World Health Organization, has already sound warning with respect to WEE, है ना, उसके बारे में आया हुआ है। मैंने किया है, आई हैव ऑलरेडी टेकन अ सेशन ऑन दैट। मैंने कल भी बताया था, लास्ट सेशन में बताया था कि गो टू माय लाइव सेशंस, जो मेरे वीडियोस हैं, आई हैव कवर्ड सो मेनी टॉपिक्स इन द सेशन देयर। ठीक है, अभी फिर मैं जो लोग नए हैं उनके लिए मैं बता रहा हूं मैं ये चीज। तो नाउ इफ यू सी हियर दिस वन, व्हाट इज गिवन हियर, ये चीज है वेस्टर्न इक्वाइन एन्सेफेलाइटिस, एंड यू कैन सी हियर यूएस एंड कनाडा। नाउ व्हाट इज हियर, प्राइमरी मोड ट्रांसफर इन्फेक्शन टू ह्यूमन थ्रू मॉस्किटो। कई बार एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन रहेगा जहां लिखा होगा इक्वाइन मतलब हॉर्स, तो हॉर्स इज द होस्ट, बट थ्रू हॉर्स टू ह्यूमंस कैन हैपन थ्रू मॉस्किटो। दैट मींस व्हाट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, वेक्टर। मॉस्किटो इज अ vector, is a carrier which can cause the disease. ठीक है, तो यहां पर ये चीज है। कहां पर ये है, आउटब्रेक इन अर्जेंटीना, उरुग्वे, साउथ अमेरिका, यूएसए एंड कनाडा, यहां पर ये चीज है। 3000 से ज्यादा इन्फेक्शन केसेस आए, मॉस्किटो बॉर्न डिजीज वहां पर आया हुआ है। ठीक है, तो यहां पर दिया WHO हैज ऑलरेडी हैज गिवन ऑफ दिस अमेरिकाज में जो प्रिवेलेंट है। ठीक है, सो 4 पॉइंट। नाउ लुक एट हियर, व्हाट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट हियर, दिस वन, तो वेस्टर्न हियर मींस you are talking about USA, Canada, then Latin America, South America and Latin America, there this prevalence is there. Uruguay and all this country comes into that. And it is also what very important thing is what is a vector borne, that is a, even you know, I'll give you a very good example. Sometimes the encephalitis is vector borne, like JE virus. JE virus also reservoir are birds and animals, but JE virus, Japanese encephalitis virus, get inside the human body through the mosquito. 3 तरह का मॉस्किटो होता है, एक है एनोफ्लेस, दूसरा है एडिस, एडिस एजिप्टी, जिससे डेंगू होता है, डेंगू एंड चिकनगुनिया, जिका भी होता है एडिस के थ्रू, और तीसरा मॉस्किटो होता है क्यूलेक्स, CULEX, क्यूलेक्स, क्यूलेक्स मॉस्किटो. Malaria, you know, malaria is caused by female Anopheles mosquito. But dengue and chikungunya and Zika through Aedes aegypti, and Culex, the cause of JE virus. Now for WEE, again mosquito is the cause. Although equine or horse is the host, but it transmits to the human being through the mosquito. Right? Nipah virus में डायरेक्ट होता है. आपको पता है फ्रूट बैट, निपा वायरस क्या होता है? फ्रूट बैट, जहां पे इन्फेक्टेड फ्रूट्स होते हैं, अब वो ह्यूमन में आता है तब जाके वायरस होता है. वो कौन सा होता है? निपा वायरस. बट इंसेफ्लाइटिस का कॉज वेक्टर बॉर्न भी हो सकता है. सी जब क्वेश्चन आएगा यूपीएससी एग्जाम में, ये सारे पॉसिबिलिटी बेस्ड स्टेटमेंट टाइप क्वेश्चन विल बी देयर. विल हैव मल्टीपल स्टेटमेंट्स. इट कैन बी वेक्टर बॉर्न, इट कैन बी डायरेक्ट कॉन्टैक्ट, इट कुड बी इन्फेक्टेड फूड कैन कॉज सच काइंड ऑफ वायरस, राइट? So that you have to be always aware of it. This is what I have given here. So you can see here this was given. ये पार्ट यहाँ पर है. तो ये जनरली जो होते हैं वैसे वहां पे स्प्रेड होते हैं. Now here say quantum computer. Yesterday I have mentioned so many articles, right? So many articles have come in the last 1 year, right? Even I can say 2 to 3 years on quantum. Quantum can be one of the very possible questions in the exam. So now when it comes to quantum here, quantum computer, you will see this is a chip, and I have mentioned that Google has a quantum AI. They have a lab which has developed this kind of a chip. But you know, computer and mobile and all this, we have such kind of chip systems are there. It's based on that it has been developed there. So let's understand here when we talk about quantum. तो इसमें क्या ध्यान रखना है? क्वांटम का जो है, कल मैंने क्लास में लास्ट सेशन में बताया कि व्हाट आर द की वर्ड्स हियर. सी क्वांटम कंप्यूटर व्हेन यू लुक एट, दे वर्क विद क्यूबिट्स, क्वांटम बिट्स ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन. नॉर्मल क्लासिकल कंप्यूटर दे वर्क विद बिट्स एंड बाइट्स, which is a string of zeros and ones. Here what could be qubit? Qubit could be atoms, they can be ions, or even sometimes photons can act as a qubits. Second thing, what it works with the quantum mechanical laws, like here it follows quantum physics. What is quantum physics? So it follows first thing that is called superposition, principle of superposition, where the quantum bits, qubits can form kind of superposition. 0, 1, 0 plus 1, superposition. Second thing, what is called entanglement. What do you mean by quantum entanglement? Where the qubits are entangled to each other. That means paired to each other. The pairing takes place with the qubits. So that a string of qubits, they will be entangled to each other. So they are paired to each other, right? And that find very important role in security system. Here, this plays a very important role in security system here. If the qubits are entangled, it means that if anybody try to change the qubit, the entire system will become invalid. So that can become very important in terms of secured kind of a system there, cyber security. Now when you say superposition, that is very fast, more fast. It can be even faster than present day supercomputers, right? It can less number of qubit can process more data. That is the meaning of superposition. But that means when the qubits are superimposed, so they can carry more data, more information. The speed will be much higher. What a supercomputer can take hours to solve with so many processors, सुपर कंप्यूटर किस पे काम करता है? प्रोसेसर्स में. With so many processors, a supercomputer, a fastest supercomputer has to process data. Here, quantum, based on quantum superposition, quantum computer with less number of qubits, less number, not many, less number of qubits, can do the same task in few minutes. What is something called quantum supremacy? Google has done that, supremacy, right? And third thing what comes here, that is very, very important, is called tunneling. These all are taught in quantum mechanics there, quantum physics, tunneling, like electron can tunnel through. That is it can pass the data or information. What is tunneling? Barrier. Let's say suppose you have a barrier, a kind of wall, and then let's say you have to cross that wall. Suppose this is a wall, you have to cross that wall. So what is the thing? You have to either go like this. Suppose that you have to cross like this. But what is tunneling? It can cross through barrier. That means it will be able to, qubits can flow to the medium very fast. Long distance it can travel. So here in terms of tunneling, what is tunneling here? That is in terms of passage of information, that is a flow of information, flow of data. That's what the quantum mechanical laws comes. And what is very important thing here? The very important thing about quantum computing is that now things are evolving very, very fast. Complex mathematical problem, like here, these applications. You should always be looking at the applications part. Like what are the applications are there? So one is what? One is that what I mentioned here. The first application is what? In terms of computation, just like what supercomputer does. Right? High speed computation. Right? Here, super fast. Then what comes here? Another thing comes about communication. Communication gateway. Secured. Secured gateway. यहाँ पे एक वर्ड आता है, कई बार ये वर्ड आता है क्वांटम की डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, QKD, quantum key distribution. This has made a lot of time in a headline, that is the encoding. Information which is passed, that will be encoded, will not be easily hacked. Then what comes here? It also comes in terms of quantum devices, like such as sensors, quantum sensors, devices which can work on this kind of system there. So now that is making headlines. That is getting very much there, right? ये बहुत important area है, इसको ध्यान में रखना है. Last session मैंने बताया था China has already used satellite for quantum communication. Even India has got national quantum mission. मैंने कल बताया DST, Department of Science and Technology has got national quantum mission. So that is what comes here. ठीक है? So this is what I am trying to make you understand. तो मुझे लगता है कुछ मैं doubts ले लेता हूँ. Then I will go to the next topic there. With this marathon session, तो I can always go into so many topics there. है ना? कई लोग हैं अभी जो YouTube चैनल में जुड़े हुए हैं और कई लोग हैं जो Zoom में भी जुड़े हुए हैं. Anything you want to ask? Then I'll go to the next topic. This basic thing, basic concept you should be aware with the application part of it. ठीक है? और जो भी जहां भी आपने कोचिंग किया है, अगर जिस कोचिंग में मैंने पढ़ाया है, आई हैव ऑलरेडी गॉन इनटू दोस काइंड ऑफ थिंग, है ना, मैंने हैंड आउट दिया है, बाकी सारी चीजों में बताया. ठीक है? अगर आप कोई और कोचिंग स्टूडेंट आपने पढ़ा है, तो जो भी टीचर आपको पढ़ाया होगा साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, तो वहां पर उन्होंने क्वांटम के बारे में डिस्कस किया होगा, तो प्लीज गो थ्रू दैट वन, राइट? सो दिस ऑल बिकम्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू देयर, राइट? एनीथिंग यू हैव टू आस्क? Yes, chimera, CAR-T cell therapy, Nishant Bhatta, yes, that could be part of it there, right? Anything you want to ask here, I can look into your part of it there. Yes, CAR-T cell therapy also there, because the T cell was modified. Chimera is also used in monoclonal antibodies to treat diseases. There also can be used part of it. Hybridoma bolte, what is called hybridoma, that could be there. Now Nishant is asking question, how chimera transplantation organ is different from xenotransplantation. See, recently in USA, there was xenotransplantation. See, xenotransplantation is very different here. See, when you use the word xeno, there is also another very important word comes here. When you say xenotransplantation, see here we are using direct use of animal organs. Into human. Just like we take an organ from human to human, what is called graft transmission there, but this transplantation happens there. Same thing here. We are using example here. For example, pig heart. In USA, scientists used heart of pig into a person whose heart failure was there. They tried, that is a xenotransplantation. And what is done here? Like for example, when you take any organ from another human, so what happens? The immune system. Our immune system will not accept easily. So there has to be, it will be immune. It has to be immune compatible. Immune compatibility is very, very important, is required there. Just like you take kidney from another man, so if you take the immune system will not easily accept, it will reject. And you are talking about animals. Another thing is that here those animal organs that are similar in structure and function as human organs. Again, that compatibility is seen there. But when you say chimera, when you take the word chimera, so that is genetic modification. Chimera is basically genetic modification. Is a very different thing. Here you are modifying that animal which will have similar type of organ what man has got. You are engineering the animal. Genetic modification, that is a genetic engineering. Genetically engineered. Sometimes cell fusion. I've already mentioned that. Nishant is asking a question. This is a very simple question there. Here the basic difference is that you are modifying the cells, genetically transforming the cell to become same as human being. That means here genetically engineered animals carrying that, and this will be completely compatible with the human organs. And here we can modify even primate. See, the xenotransplantations are done with pig, but we can try with other animals. Chimera can be tried with other animals as well. We can try with chimpanzee, we can try with gorilla, we can try with other monkeys, or which is ape, that we can do that, which are very closest relative or ancestry of humans. We can do that. That's the basic difference here. See, encephalitis and meningitis is different there. Meningitis, what happened? It affects the brain membrane. Meninges. See, when you use the word meningitis, this is basically inflammation of meninges. There is a membrane. There is a part of the brain here. That is where the infection is there. Encephalitis is a broader term. When you see encephalon, there is a word called encephalon, right? Diencephalon. That means brain has got cerebellum, pons, right? Medulla oblongata. We have a diencephalon, encephalitis is again a part of the brain that get affected. ठीक है, ये याद रखना है. That is what comes here. See here, both are the part of problem with the nervous system. Both affect the brain, but the different parts are there. Meningitis, that is a part of meninges of the brain that get infected. But when you say encephalitis, we are talking about overall brain, and we have encephalitis, the part of the brain, like I've given diencephalon and other part, they get infected there. So that again affect the right. So anyway, anybody in Zoom want to ask? Because then I'll go to the next topic. So I've covered this quantum. Quantum is one thing, right? You can read about this particular part, quantum part of it. Now you know this one. Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, agriculture, green revolution. And you also know that he has been given Bharat Ratna, right? Dr. M.S. Swaminathan has been now awarded with the highest civilian honor of the country. That's a Bharat Ratna. Out of 5 recipients of Bharat Ratna, one is Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, right? And he is the father of green revolution in India. Worldwide, if you talk green revolution, then it comes Norman Borlaug. So he passed at the age of 98 years, right? That was in the news. So agriculture and particularly green revolution becomes important for this year exam. Why I have taken this article? Just to remind you that please read agriculture topic very carefully, from geography, from economy, from environment, even from science and technology, because agriculture 2 to 3 questions are asked every year exam, and you could get question. UPSC will not ask about the personality. UPSC will ask about green revolution, and that is linked with our agriculture, at the same time economic development also there. So that you have to know that, right? ये चीज को आपको ध्यान में रखना है. Now tell me, somebody in the classroom, Pankaj, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, what was the main basis of green revolution in India? क्या मेन उसका बुनियाद क्या था ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन का? हरित क्रांति का मेन एस्पेक्ट क्या था?
इस मेन एस्पेक्ट ये था सर कि आपका जब हम आजाद हुए थे तो उस टाइम पे मेनली फोकस जो था हमारा वो मनी ओरिएंटेड, जब स्टार्टिंग हमारा हुआ था तो मनी ओरिएंटेड हमने पॉलिसीज बनाई थी. और आफ्टर 1960 के दौर में ऐसा हुआ था कि हमारे ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा लोडिंग हो गया था, एंड आफ्टर दैट हमारे ऊपर और हमारे पास खाने के फूड भी उतना सफिशिएंट नहीं था, क्योंकि हमारा पॉपुलेशन बहुत तेजी से ग्रोथ कर रहा था.
Okay.
और उस टाइम में हम बाहर से इंपोर्ट करते थे खाने के लिए, जैसे गेहूं वगैरह हम यूएसए से इंपोर्ट करते थे. और यूएसए उस टाइम पे कोल्ड वार की वजह से सेक्शंस लगा दिए उस टाइम के लिए,
राइट.
जिसकी वजह से हमारे पास खाने के लिए बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉब्लमेटिक हो गया. और हमारे जो पॉपुलेशन था उस टाइम पे, और हम लोगों ने रिसेंटली वॉर्स भी किए थे, और उसके अलावा हमारे पास इकोनॉमिक क्राइसिस भी चल रहा था.
Okay.
जिसकी वजह से उस टाइम पे ओवरऑल हमें खाने का फूड का बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत, जिसकी उस टाइम पे एमएस स्वामीनाथन ने ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन सजेस्ट किया था. एंड इसके बिहार पे हमने स्पेशली पंजाब और हरियाणा के रीजन में बहुत हाई अमाउंट में गेहूं, स्पेशली गेहूं को हमने प्रमोट किया, और उसके बिहार पे ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन हमने मतलब वहां पे और ज्यादा एम्फसाइज किया.
ओके. उसमें मेन चीज क्या था? व्हीट, है ना, गेहूं, व्हीट प्रोडक्शन. And what we use hybrid high yield variety HYV, है ना. HYV सीड्स जो थे गेहूं का, जो कि बनाया गया एग्रीकल्चर के तौर पे. We use a lot of fertilizers, है ना, यूरिया एंड fertilizers plus irrigation, water. So the main input of green revolution, if you look at, that was high yield varieties of wheat. Second was fertilizer, and third was water, irrigation. And we were able to grow more food grains, right? That was the idea behind it. And what Pankaj has said, right, what Pankaj has brought here, right, he has brought very clearly that why we have to go for green revolution. उसका background क्या रहा है, उनका cause क्या रहा था. है ना, क्यों हमें, है ना, ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन स्टार्ट करना पड़ा? कोल्ड वॉर एरा, इंपोर्ट, सैंक्शंस, ग्रोइंग पॉपुलेशन, और सारे चीज जो है, तो ही हैज ब्रॉट दैट। बट अगर उसका मेन देखा जाए कि क्या उसका इनपुट था, द इनपुट वाज हाई यील्ड वैराइटीज ऑफ सीड्स एंड fertilizer and water. So fertilizer production we started from heavy industry, right? We have developed those kind of fertilizers plant in our first and second 5-year plan. We carried out with hydropower project, dams and barrages, and the water was used for agriculture, for irrigation purpose. And then comes the wheat, high yield varieties of wheat, and we started with Punjab and Haryana, right? So he is remembered for increasing the food grain production, ठीक है। लेकिन अब क्या है, आज तो हमने फूड ग्रेन प्रोडक्शन को सरप्लस तो कर दिया, ठीक है, बट व्हाट इज द बिग प्रॉब्लम देयर? वी अफेक्टेड द सॉइल क्वालिटी ऑफ such region. Basically what happened with the excessive use of fertilizer and the water irrigation, we have led to desertification, land degradation and desertification. उसके लिए आरोप भी लगा इन पे। डॉक्टर एम एस स्वामीनाथन was blamed also for such kind of a problem in water problems caused because of the use of fertilizers and all the water and everything there. So then he advocated for evergreen revolution, ठीक है, कि हम ऑर्गेनिक को साथ में रखें, वी गो फॉर सम बेटर इनपुट्स, राइट, कंजर्वेशन ऑफ वाटर, इन्वायरमेंटल काइंड ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर, दैट वाज गिवन इंपॉर्टेंस. एंड इवन देयर वाज अ प्रपोजल टू टेक ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन टू द ईस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ द कंट्री, लाइक बिहार, झारखंड, बंगाल, दोज एरियाज, ठीक है. तो ये सब चीजें हैं. तो यहाँ बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट ये चीज है दैट व्हेन यू रीड दिस आर्टिकल, तो यू विल फाइंड दैट कंट्रोवर्सी आल्सो रिटन हियर. यहाँ पर कंट्रोवर्सी भी दिया हुआ है हिंदू पेपर में कि दैट वेयर साइंटिस्ट कमिटेड सुसाइड, राइट, ही वाज गिवन हियर एज हेड ऑफ द आईसीआर. ही वाज आल्सो द हेड ऑफ इंडियन काउंसिल ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर रिसर्च. हु वाज द हेड? डॉक्टर एम एस स्वामीनाथन. सो एज अ सीनियर दे वर एग्रोनॉमिस्ट ऑफ आईआरआई, इंडियन एग्रीकल्चर रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट, पूसा in Delhi. So that person committed suicide because he was not given that kind of opportunity. But what yes, so his behavior was also a question mark, right? About so that is what the Hindu has given. That is not very important from exam point of view. ठीक है, examination point of view उतना important नहीं है. आप क्या करना, go to my list of videos, live videos. वहां पे मैंने डॉक्टर एम एस स्वामीनाथन के डेथ के बाद, when Dr. M. S. Swaminathan died, just after that I have covered one live session on his contribution, whatever he has contributed for green revolution. तो from that you have to read about that. तो ये पार्ट को ध्यान से पढ़ना है क्योंकि यहाँ इसके अवार्ड वगैरह जितने भी दिया, रमन मैक्सेस अवार्ड वाज गिवन हियर, राइट. He was a very important personality there. Now coming to this one, Nipah virus. I have already mentioned here Nipah virus, and I have taught in the science and technology classes also. संभवम में भी और बाकी सब जगह पे मैंने डिस्कस भी किया था मोनोक्लोनल एंटीबॉडीज, हाइब्रिडोमा टेक्नोलॉजी एंड मोनोक्लोनल एंटीबॉडीज, ठीक है. इवन इन एप्टी प्लस इन कोलकाता एंड भुवनेश्वर आई हैव डिस्कस्ड अबाउट मोनोक्लोनल एंटीबॉडीज दैट वाज इन हाई डिमांड ड्यूरिंग द निपा वायरस आउटब्रेक. जो लोग मेरे क्लास के स्टूडेंट नहीं रहे हैं, जो जो इंस्टीट्यूट मैंने पढ़ाया है, फॉर देम लेट मी जस्ट ब्रीफली टेल देम monoclonal antibodies. Even last session also I mentioned, these are those antibodies which are very specific to a targeted kind of a pathogen, virus and all those kind of things, and they are produced in large amount in the lab using a technique called hybridoma technology. So just very briefly, this was produced by this immune system. So that was in the news and required. Even the COVID time, these antibodies were required. So what is very important here, see, when you talk about monoclonal antibodies, so there is a name of technique called hybridoma technology. Which is based on fusion, cell fusion. So what is cell fusion? Here, spleen cell. That is an immune cell. That is antibody producing cell. For whatever antibodies we want, we immunize that animal, and this cell is fused with a myeloma cell. What do you mean by myeloma cell? That is a cancerous cell, tumor. So we get a hybrid cell here, what is called here cell line. this cell line is created in the lab. So what happens? It continuously divide. It continuously divide to produce monoclonal antibodies. That is one type of antibodies for which we have immunized the animal that is produced there. That is made in this kind of a method there. It's again a biotechnology method for which Nobel Prize has been given. For this, Nobel Prize has been given there, right? At the same time, this monoclonal antibodies, it has a several applications here, right? These monoclonal antibodies, which are produced by this kind of a biotechnology method, where the application comes. See, again, you should know how it is made, but again, you have to focus the application part. What is first application? Immunological research. In terms of scientific research in immunology, we require antibodies. Second thing is that this is in terms of vaccine program development. There, monoclonal antibodies are required for any kind of disease. And third comes here, therapy of diseases. Like a person infected with Nipah virus, but the person's immune system is not able to fight Nipah virus. So what we can do? We can give such person monoclonal antibodies which can fight Nipah virus. कोई अगर ऐसा व्यक्ति है जिसका इम्यून सिस्टम स्ट्रांग नहीं है और उसको निपा वायरस हो चुका है, वो लड़ नहीं पा रहा, उसका इम्यून सिस्टम लड़ नहीं पा रहा है, उतना स्ट्रांग नहीं है, या उसको कोरोना हो चुका है, कोविड हो चुका है, वो लड़ नहीं पा रहा है, तो वहां पर जो कोविड-19 कोरोना का जो मोनोक्लोनल एंटीबॉडीज है, अगर उसके बॉडी में दिया गया तो वो कोविड को फाइट कर सकता है. उसी प्रकार निपा वायरस का अगर हम एंटीबॉडी देते हैं तो इट कैन फाइट निपा वायरस. द पर्सन्स इम्यूनिटी बीइंग वीक but can be supplemented with monoclonal antibodies from outside. So that is where this application comes. So that is where the Hindu paper has covered. और ये 2-3 बार ऐसे आर्टिकल आ चुके हैं, तो definitely there will be a question in the exam. ठीक है, उसको आपको ध्यान रखना है. That you have to be prepared from the examination point of view. कि what is the name of the topic, technique, hybridoma technique, what they do in the lab, the method, and second where we find application one. And again, why it was in the news? Because in the outbreak of Nipah virus. So India was not having enough of monoclonal antibodies to target Nipah virus to those people who were suffering with Nipah virus. So we requested other government, particularly Australia, to provide such kind of a monoclonal antibodies to India, so that the people suffering with Nipah virus, their lives can be saved by giving them the monoclonal antibodies. है ना, वहां पर ये कर सकते हैं. That is where the news was there. ठीक है, that was part in the news was covered there. तो ये चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. ठीक है, दैट्स व्हाट इज वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रॉम द एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. तो इसको याद रखना है. दैट्स व्हाट आई एम टेकिंग द हेल्प ऑफ दिस. व्हाई आई मेंशन दिस वन. दिस इज द हिंदू पेपर आर्टिकल. सी हियर, राइट, व्हाट आर मोनोक्लोनल एंटीबॉडीज. आफ्टर दिस सेशन गेट्स ओवर, आई विल गिव यू दिस डॉक्यूमेंट. You can go through this one. So here, that's what the part of articles comes into that. How monoclonal antibodies work, right? And where the part is there. So clinical trials and all this comes in. Now look at here this one. Cloud seeding. Now I'm going to the meteorological aspect. IITM Pune, Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology Pune demonstrates cloud seeding can produce rainfall. आप सबको पता है cloud seeding के बारे में, है ना? क्या होता है cloud seeding? Let me ask the question. Madan, can you unmute yourself? What do you mean by cloud seeding? That was in the Hindu paper. Science segment of Hindu paper had the cloud seeding part of it. So what do you mean by cloud seeding? Madan, can you unmute yourself? Okay. हाँ, क्या होता है cloud seeding? क्या करते हैं? Artificial rain करते हैं, बारिश कराते हैं, right? या Madan? So what they add? Okay, here's some network problem. So yes, Pankaj is there. Tanmay, can you tell what exactly they do in the artificial rain making? क्या करते? हाँ.
They what they do is they
right.
like what do they do? They use planes to
right.
put in hygroscopic our UPIs.
Okay,
Have
very good. Good, very good.
particles can
Accumulate there.
accumulate water around them and which could make rain.
All right, good.
Silver and
Silver iodide.
iodide.
Silver iodide. Yeah, so they use aeroplane to sprinkle silver iodide. Right? Now what happened on the cloud? What happened? It became hygroscopic. That means the nuclei, the water, it act like a nuclei where the water can condense and become heavier, and it comes down as a rainfall. Like Maharashtra. Maharashtra, the state has done this cloud seeding. See, one thing is that drought prone area where the drought is there, right? Rainfall is not there. So we can have cloud seeding. Second is that even for pollution, air pollution control, like in Delhi, during the winter time, severe air pollution, smog, there was a proposal by the Delhi CM that to have a cloud seeding. So through cloud seeding, what will happen? It will wash away the pollutants. So that even can be done in that area also there, right? Yes, hygroscopic nuclei create करते हैं, ठीक है? अनुभव राघव ने यहाँ जवाब दिया है. That's the silver iodide. Yes, Nishant Bhatta has given the answer. Silver iodide, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, dry ice. Even very important, dry ice. What is dry ice? What do you mean by dry ice? Solid carbon dioxide. Solid carbon dioxide, that is called dry ice. So this is here what you come across IITM, Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, right? Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, IITM, Pune, is a very, very important scientific organization under Ministry of Earth Sciences, MOES, which looks into tropical weather, tropical meteorology. Now that is what come here. Cloud seeding can produce rainfall. Now this is what is given here. Approximate cost of producing water through cloud seeding was 18 paise per liter. Very interesting. 1 लीटर बारिश कराने के लिए 18 पैसा लगेगा. ये एस्टिमेशन किया गया कॉस्ट कि कितने पैसा खर्च होगा बारिश कराने में. अगर 1 लीटर बारिश कराना है 18 पैसा खर्चा होगा, लेकिन आपको ज्यादा चाहिए तो ज्यादा खर्च होगा. ठीक है, दैट इज व्हाट इज गिवन. कॉस्ट विल ड्रॉप बाय मोर देन 50%. तो यहां पर ये चीज है. यू कैन सी हियर क्लाउड सीडिंग एक्सपेरिमेंट्स वर कैरिड आउट इन सोलापुर सिटी. Why it was in Solapur? Solapur in Maharashtra there. Solapur city which gets less rainfall. From when? During the monsoon season, Solapur comes into rain shadow area there. And एक होता है windward side, दूसरा होता है leeward side. Along the western ghat, along the western ghats. So Solapur received less rainfall from June to September 2019. So what there was 18% increase in rainfall over 100 square kilometer area of Solapur city due to cloud seeding. More than 100 square kilometer of area, they received more than 18% of rain through cloud seeding. Now what is given? Approximate cost was 18 paise per liter. The cost may reduce more than 50%. 20-25% of cumulus cloud. Another very important. Cumulus cloud. You can see the cloud. You can see in the photograph here. In geography, I have studied about different types of clouds. So cumulus cloud, right? So cumulus cloud seeding is done correctly. Now cloud seeding alone cannot mitigate droughts. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात है. अगर हमें सूखा को खत्म करना है या ड्रॉट के लिए केवल क्लाउड सीडिंग से काम नहीं होगा. क्लाउड सीडिंग का अगर हम बहुत ज्यादा क्लाउड सीडिंग करते हैं उसका नेगेटिव इंपैक्ट भी होता है. इट कैन हैव नेगेटिव इंपैक्ट आल्सो देयर. दैट इज व्हाट इज गिवन हियर. सो प्रोड्यूस एडिशनल रेनफॉल, मिटिगेट ड्रॉट, बट वी हैव टू यूज सम अदर एस्पेक्ट आल्सो देयर. नाउ नॉट ऑल, as microphysics of clouds vary widely, not all clouds produce rainfall through cloud seeding. Very important point. Not all types of clouds produce rainfall through cloud seeding. One of the better cloud is a cumulus cloud, which is just like a fluffy kind of, you can see that, which is the lower kind of a stratus. Then calcium chloride, very important name, calcium chloride. एक है silver iodide and other kind of salt, but calcium chloride flare was used for seeding the cloud. So in Solapur city, scientists use the calcium chloride, CaCl2. That's what is given here. Again, fact, you have to know the facts. So the seeding was done at the base of the warm convective clouds. That time it was growing, where the clouds were growing. As the cloud was growing, they used this calcium chloride. Study was carried out for 2 years so that they can have in future targeted rainfall in some areas. The work provide elaborate protocols. There are a lot of protocols are there, a lot of methods are there. It's not that simply you take aeroplane and sprinkle it and the rain is there. It's not that. It is done through some scientific methodology. to some scientific intervention. So they must have some kind of a methods, protocols that is given here. Protocols and technical guidelines to plan. There is planning and conduct cloud seeding in India is one of the intervention. But again, remember that only cloud seeding cannot solve drought problem in the country. We need to have other mechanisms in place, particularly in the part of the ground-based kind of intervention. Water conservation, water harvesting, rainwater harvesting, providing the water from there, interlinking of rivers can also help in drought-prone area. ठीक है, वेजिटेशन, डेजर्टिफिकेशन को रोकना है ना वहां पर, वो सारी चीजें, तो ये चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. दिस व्हाट दिस आर्टिकल कम्स हियर, हिंदू पेपर आर्टिकल दिस कम्स हियर. नाउ लुक एट हियर दिस वन, यूनिवर्स.
Sir,
यस, हाँ,
sir, this cloud seeding, the rain that comes from it, is it clean water? Does it have any side effects?
okay, very good question. Vandame has asked a very good question. When we do this artificial cloud seeding, what is Vandame's question? Is this water clean? Can it be used for some, let's say, domestic use? Can we use it for drinking purpose? When we carry out this kind of artificial rainfall through cloud seeding. So anybody, what is your opinion? क्या ये पानी जो बारिश है ना हम क्लाउड सीडिंग के थ्रू कर रहे हैं, क्या ये हम उपयोग कर सकते हैं? तन्मय हैज रेज्ड हैंड. यस तन्मय, टेल मी हियर व्हाट अबाउट.
I think जैसे winters का आपने भी बताया था कि दिल्ली में बहुत ज्यादा pollution रहता है, तो of course अगर if we are using it the cloud seeding method for reducing pollution, then we cannot use this water. But if we are using it for just to increase the amount of rainfall, the cumulative amount of rainfall, then
Okay.
probably if the environment is more clean, then probably we can use the water. So,
Okay. What Tanmay has given the answer. If you have normal situation where the cloud is growing, and there use the cloud seeding. See, you all have to understand about Vandame's question. Vandame is asking the question because we are using some kind of salt. Just try to understand there. Calcium chloride was used. In many cases, worldwide we use silver iodide. So those silver iodide or those type of salts, calcium chloride, will also mix with water, with the cloud, mix with water, and they will also come down to the earth. तो वैंडमी के दिमाग में ये जो क्वेश्चन इसलिए आया हुआ है क्योंकि वैंडमी का थॉट ये आ रहा है कि जब हम कोई केमिकल यूज करते हैं, क्लाउड सीडिंग कराने के लिए हमें केमिकल यूज करना होगा. हाइग्रोस्कोपिक न्यूक्लियाई वी हैव टू क्रिएट एंड फॉर दैट वी आर यूजिंग सॉल्ट. तो विल दैट वाटर जो डिसॉल्व होगा केमिकल का विच विल कम डाउन, विल दैट विल बी क्लीन वाटर. तन्मय ने एक यहाँ बताया व्हाट तन्मय हैज सेड कि दैट इफ यू आर यूजिंग क्लाउड सीडिंग टू डिसिपेट pollution, let's say air pollution, so when the rain water will come, this will dissolve the air pollutants, right, in present in the air and the atmosphere. So that water will be really highly polluted, right? Maybe, who knows, acid rain, it can be acidic also. Air में pollution है ना, the air has got the pollution. The pollution can be because of the smog. And what is the smog carries? Smog plus fog. And what could be the ingredient of smoke? Carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen. And let's say the rainfall mixed with that kind of a smoke, right? Smog is there. So that will again can cause acidic nature. जैसे acid rain होता है. So that is not a usable kind of a water there. ठीक है? But now let's say normal situation where there is no pollution. What Tanmay has said, it can be clean there, right? So now I'll ask here. There are other people also there. Let me see here. Can we relate cloud seeding with floods in Dubai? I'll come to that question there. Nishant Bhatta is asked there. Shubham Rai is also given. Is it enabler? Okay. Now let us first address this one. What Vandame's question is there? क्या लगता है आपको? Then I'll come to Nishant Bhatta's question there about Dubai flood and all this. क्या ये पानी क्लीन होगा नॉर्मल सिचुएशन में? पोल्यूशन अब छोड़ दो, आप नॉर्मल सिचुएशन में अगर हम क्लाउड सीडिंग कराएं, क्या वो पानी जो है यूजेबल होगा? यस यस पंकज, यस.
it is a short-term solution, not a long-term solution, because it use rarely the ecological concern.
No, that's
just like toxic terrestrial or toxic aquatic life.
Right.
So it will be happening in the future.
Correct.
It's not a long-term solution, it is short-term solution for a specific harmful situation.
Right. So what is the main thing is that such water, see, there are detailed protocol. Let me make you understand. The detailed protocol and a part of, see, what is the very important thing here? What you have to keep in mind here? Look at here. See, when we are doing cloud seeding here, when we are doing this one as an experiment, or we are trying to get this one, so what is there? We are using such kind of salt, right? Now what happens? This salt that basically act like a this one hygroscopic nucleus. And what happened there in this hygroscopic nucleus? The water, this water molecules which get condensed. So during when the cloud is getting formed, right, this get condensed here, and that it comes as a rain. So what will happen in the rain? We'll also have this salt, silver iodide, calcium chloride, dissolved form. So these are minerals. There are minerals there, ions. What is called ions? Salt is made of what? They produce ions, mineral ions, calcium ion, or if you are using silver, the silver ion, chloride ion. So the water will not be completely pure. Even now, you know, the normal rainwater what we receive is not 100% pure water, is mixed with ions. Because air, you know, air has got different type of gases, and this rainwater also brings about that. See, when you talk about pure water, completely pure water, clean water, let's say fresh water, even the fresh water, you have a mineral there, salt contents are there, right? So if you break the Van der Waals question in two parts, if Van der Waals is referring to completely pure water, then this cloud seeding water is not completely pure, right? But if you look at kind of a normal type of rain, then it is as equal to the normal type of rain, which also has ions dissolved. But here also comes here. You see, when you say fresh water, rivers, lakes, springs, which get the rainwater, you have ions and everything there. And sometimes we drink those kind of water, है ना, वहाँ पे यूज भी करते हैं, तो अब ये चीज में आता है, ठीक है? तो ये वाटर जो है, मतलब आप पूरा क्लीन नहीं कर सकते हो. व्हाट आई वांट टू नाउ लेट मी समराइज इट. कैनॉट से कंप्लीटली क्लीन. It will have such kind of dissolved salt and ions. But if you compare with the fresh water, normal fresh water, it is as equivalent as that. तो हम उसको यूज कर सकते हैं. We can use it. ठीक है? But yes, we have to be careful because since we are sprinkling, see, again there salt, अगर याद रखना है, all the salt which is used, they only act as nuclei. So their concentration is not very high. Are you getting my point? Their concentration is not very high. So in that case, the water which will get through cloud seeding will be as equal as kind of a normal rain water. तो जैसे हम normal rain water use करते हैं, वैसे हम कर सकते हैं. And at what Pankaj has said, it is not a long-term solution. It's short-term. Like for example, Shubham Raj has mentioned, can we say that cloud seeding is only an enabler and cannot be the cause of rain itself? Yes, cloud seeding only help to form this kind of a nuclei that enable the rainwater to get down. Okay, that's what comes here. Now I will coming to Nishant's question here. Can we relate cloud seeding and floods in Dubai? Yes, we can. If cloud seeding is not a controlled way, not properly done, and the entire cloud as rainfall comes down, just like, you know, flash flood. What is flash flood? At a time, the huge volume of water comes to the earth, like, you know, cloud burst. You know, cloud burst, where the cloud having containing the huge of water, it comes down, downpour suddenly with less time. That is called cloud burst. So what is very important? Dubai experiment, like when you do the experiment controlled way, that's all right. But if it is goes uncontrolled, then can create flood like situation. दुबई का जो एग्जांपल है, दुबई फ्लड, what is trying to ask there. So if you look at here, this one, दुबई फ्लड जो है यहाँ पर, what Nishant has asked, he has asked a very good question. That's what I'm trying to bring here. Pandemic's question was also very good here. And look at here, Dubai flood. See, if Dubai flood was because of cloud seeding, then we can take that. See here. Look at here. The truth about Dubai floods and cloud seeding. There again, really it was causative was agent, was the cloud seeding or it was some other factors. See here, Dubai flood authorities in the UAE deny cloud seeding. You see the story here, they deny cloud seeding. See, there was allegation that word, okay? So what I said, if it is uncontrolled, if the government does it in uncontrolled manner, can part. But again, you have to see the other factors also there. You can see here this one. Did cloud seeding cause Dubai flooding? Again, that's a controversial thing. Did cloud seeding cause floods in Dubai? You can see UAE, the rainmaker. The probability of a connection between cloud seeding activity and the flood in Dubai is close to 0. If it goes uncontrolled in that way, lot of water could be there, just like cloud burst or some other things. But what is the first thing here? Whatever authority or whatever government will do, will always have this one. This let me just take you to that one. It will always have in a less amount. It's not more there. See here, 20 to 25%. Where the flood situation can be there in a given limited area. In a given limited area where we are doing the cloud seeding, and we do it in such a manner, it becomes uncontrolled manner, and huge volume of water comes as a downpour. That will cause the flood, like a flash flood or cloud burst can be possible there. But generally when we do the cloud seeding, it is in a very controlled manner. तो दुबई फ्लड का वहां क्वेश्चन रेज किया गया था, बट व्हाट द अथॉरिटी हैज सेड, द यूएई अथॉरिटी हैज सेड दैट देयर इज नो लिंक ऑफ दैट, इट्स नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ क्लाउड सीडिंग, बट यू डोंट नो द ट्रूथ. सच्चाई क्या है वो पता नहीं, ठीक है. तो वहां पर ये कई तरह का ओपिनियंस है वहां पर, दैट व्हाट हैज हैपेंड हियर, डिफरेंट ओपिनियंस हैव बीन गिवन हियर बाय डिफरेंट वन, राइट. हियर सी क्लोज टू 0 हियर सर, फैक्ट चेक, क्योंकि ज्यादा उसमें नहीं हो तो DW का यहाँ पर आया हुआ है. व्हाट कॉज द फ्लडिंग इन द दुबई, देयर मे बी अदर फैक्टर्स, क्लाइमेट चेंज इज वर्सनिंग. सो ऐसा नहीं है फ्लड और ड्रॉट, देयर कैन बी मल्टीपल फैक्टर्स, ठीक है. एंड फॉर क्लाउड सीडिंग कैन बी जस्ट एन इनेबलर, वी कैन नॉट से इन दैट. कब क्लाउड सीडिंग फ्लड कॉज करेगा, अगर उसको अनकंट्रोल और किसी लिमिटेड ज्योग्राफिकल एरिया में और करते जहां क्लाउड पूरा बस्ट कर जाए, तभी फ्लड लाइक सिचुएशन होगा. जनरली नहीं होता है. दैट पार्ट इज, ठीक है. सो एनीवे, आई हैव डिस्कस्ड दिस पार्ट. लेट मी गेट बैक टू हियर. नाउ हियर दिस वन, astronomical news. Hindu paper covers a lot of astronomical part of it. Now what do you see here? Galaxy, right? You know, universe made of billions of galaxies. Each galaxy is made of billions of stars, and every galaxy has got a nucleus, the central part of the galaxy, right? And it is said that the central part of galaxy may have a monstrous black hole, right? Or sometimes may be glowing there. Now this photograph, what you see, last session I have mentioned a very important telescope of NASA. You know the name of the telescope, JWST, James Webb Space Telescope, which is placed in L2 point, Lagrange point 2, back side of the earth, right, 15 lakh kilometers. तो ये image जो है, this photograph what you see here, this is taken by JWST, James Webb Space Telescope. This basically is a galactic nuclei of galaxy. There may be a nucleus. This beautiful photograph image taken by this very advanced astronomical telescope of NASA called JWST, given here. The image was made public. This is a galaxy, spiral galaxy NGC 1512, located 30 million light years away, and is basically called this is called FUNG, PHANGS. What is PHANG? Is a project called Physics at High Angular Resolution in Nearby Galaxies. That's what the infrared camera of, which camera? Infrared camera of JWST, James Webb Space Telescope, and has found that 1 lakh star cluster, millions of individual stars, which is part of this. What you see the photograph here, right? So such kind of telescope and the part of research, you should be aware of it. This is what you find here. This is what is mentioned here, right? So this is the last part of it, of this document. I'll share this document. Now what I would like to come across, which I said I will be discussing this one. Vision IS PT 365 also comes out with government schemes and programs. What you have here, you can see here, this is the government schemes and programs in the news. ठीक है, अब इसमें क्या आपको पढ़ना है? What is very, very important? I am going through that. So let me go to the index page here. So I am taking to the index page here. So if you go to the index page, table of content, I hope you all are able to see there. So it has given just same as India Yearbook. You have all the programs given here, right? It's given by ministry wise or department wise, and it also covers the PIB part also there. It also covers the PIB part. Let me just again come to that. I'm just going to this basically hanging here. Now let me come. Let me take this. Just 1 second. I'm just coming to the again index page of it. Just 1 second. Let's see. So if you come across here, yes, table of content. Now look at here, schemes in news. Ministry of Agriculture, Farmer Welfare. अब जैसे इसमें एग्रीकल्चर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फंड, प्रधानमंत्री किसान सम्मान निधि स्कीम, पीएम किसान. So PM Kisan is very important. This becomes very important. प्रधानमंत्री किसान सम्मान निधि योजना. What is निधि? Fund. This got the name PM Kisan, where the fund given to the farmers and the part of it is given. Then Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, crop insurance. So it has given the major program of that. When you go to that part, it will be mentioning about that. Now if you look at here, this one, fertilizer and chemicals, Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizer. New scheme are what? Medical device, right? AMD CF, common facility for medical device. Then Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana, I have discussed in the last session, which was also in the Hindu paper. Jan Aushadhi Kendras, where the generic drugs are given. That part comes. So that then again civil aviation, you know, Udan scheme, Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, Udan scheme, regional connectivity, right, where the regional airports being made. Then you can see Ministry of Communication, BharatNet, very important, BharatNet. What is BharatNet? Is a national optical fiber network. What is BharatNet? Is a national optical fiber network. Gram Sabhas, Gram Panchayats, more than 250,000 Gram Panchayats, right? They are being interconnected, they are connected together with fiber optics, optical fiber. We'll have a broadband, Wi-Fi, all the digital aspect in the Panchayat. That's what the program is called, BharatNet. That is a part of Digital India program. That is very important. Under Digital India program, there's a Ministry of Information Technology and Communication, there, electronics companies, they are having this one, National Optical Fiber Network, which is connecting all Gram Sabhas all over the country to provide high-speed broadband connectivity to the rural areas, panchayats and the blocks for rural governance, right? Wi-Fi, then broadband, all this will come into that. So that's what comes in. Now if you look at here further, in this one, if you get to this one, Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food Public Distribution, National Food Security Act 2013, right? That is what given here. Then Ministry of Defense, Aditi, Ministry of Defense from science and technology perspective, Aditi. What is Aditi given? Acing development of innovative technologies with IDEX scheme. That means DRDO, Defense Research Development Organization, along with the industry partnership, trying to come out with new type of weapons, cutting edge weapons, whether it's missiles or in terms of let's say naval systems or aeronautics and avionics, whatever area comes, electronic sensors, electronic warfare, right? Whatever new areas have to develop. So there again, this Aditi program is there. So that you have to go through that. That you have to remember that. Then you can see Ministry of Electronics and IT here, Digital India program, right? Digital India program, and one of the component, one of the part of this umbrella program is BharatNet for rural development. Then production linked incentive PLI for IT hardware. Now what is very important? We want to develop our hardware segment, hardware manufacturing. India is lagging behind in terms of semiconductor, electronic chip, and all those kind of fabrication. And again, the hardware components we have to import from China, Taiwan, Japan. Right? We are not a top ranking countries in the world. We want to get into those hardware segment. So for that, the again development is there. Then you can see Ministry of Finance, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana is an old one. Already UPSC has asked question there. Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana again for girl child. Bank account is there where the parents can deposit money and they get a tax benefit also up to their age of studies and marriage and all this. Then Stand Up India scheme, there is Startup India and all this. So this is not very important. Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry, Dairying here, Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, Fishery Development, Aquaculture, that Yojana is there. Then when you go to this one, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Ayushman Bharat, I have already covered from India Yearbook. Last session, I have mentioned about this. Jan Aushadhi Yojana I have mentioned, Ayushman Bharat, health infrastructure in India, rural health, urban health, right? Then health insurance, all these are covered here. And already UPSC has asked question, Ayushman Bharat infrastructure mission, then digital mission. One example last time I given e-संजीवनी, लेकिन इस पे क्वेश्चन आ चुका है. देखो मैं हमेशा ये बोलता हूँ कि आपको प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन देखना है, लेकिन जो क्वेश्चन आ चुका है, जो योजनाओं पे क्वेश्चन आ चुका है, आप उसको पढ़ लो, लेकिन वो यूपीएससी उसको रिपीट नहीं करेगा. आर यू एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड द पार्ट ऑफ दैट? व्हेन यू आर सॉल्विंग PYQs, previous year questions, you come across government schemes and programs, and whatever UPSC has asked is not going to repeat that. You should be aware of, but you should not give so much importance. You have to always go for those schemes where UPSC has not asked question, the new areas. ठीक है? Now you can see here Ministry of Heavy Industry, Electric Mobility Promotion Scheme. You know that electric vehicle, EVs. Right now, slowly we want to manufacture more electric vehicles, charging station, AC charging, DC charging, charging infrastructure, and all this we want to control pollution also. Then you will see housing and urban affairs, cities, that is called city investment to innovate, integrate, sustain 2.0. Then smart city mission, Din Dayal Antyodaya Yojana urban, that is for electrification, urban electrification. Now what is our objective? To electrify every part of the country, to provide the grid connected power. But we are also bringing renewable power. What is renewable power? Solar power and all this we are integrating with the normal grid. So Din Dayal Upadhyay, this scheme not only looks into normal kind of electricity and grid in the urban areas, but also looks into the integration with solar power, solar energy that comes in. Then here PM Street, this vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi, street vendors, their insurance, their coverage there. The Swachh Bharat Mission Urban, Swachh Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Jal Shakti Mantralaya, environmental part of it, Atal Bhujal Yojana, groundwater recharge, and part of comes here. Jal Jeevan Mission, again UPSC question, Namami Gange Yojana, that is in terms of cleaning river Ganga, right? That Namami Gange scheme is the national mission on clean Ganga. Then comes Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin, that is given here. So this already question has been asked in the exam. Then here if you look at this one, Ministry of Labour and Employment, Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana, Pradhan Mantri's Shram Yogi Man Dhan, there's again bank and the money given here. The Ministry of Minority Affairs, Pradhan Mantri Jan Vikas Karyakram for minorities development, Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise, MSME, Credit Guarantee Scheme for Micro, Small Enterprise, PM Vishwakarma Scheme. Now this is very important, Vishwakarma, PM Vishwakarma scheme there in terms of the labor and the part of the employment. Now see here, new renewable energy, PM Surya Ghar, Muft Bijli Yojana, Surya Ghar, Surya Sun, solar power, incentive, subsidies, installation of solar panels, rooftop solar panel and all this comes into here. Then again Ministry of Personnel and Public Grievance and Pension, National Program for Civil Service Capacity there, Karma Yogi, that's given here, Mission Karma Yogi, that's part of. Then natural petroleum, natural gas, Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala scheme, you know Ujjwala, already UPSC asked the question, that is a LPG, domestic level, that LPG gas cylinder to be given there. Then you see Panchayati Raj, Ministry of Panchayati Raj, there is a Swamitva, survey of villages Abadi, that what is Abadi? Settlement, population, village Abadi and mapping with improvised technology in village area. Now this is linked with science and technology. This one, this Swamitva is linked with application of science and technology. What is being done here? Mapping of village areas in terms of human settlement and the population. Given is survey, right? Survey of villages, Abadi, and mapping with improvised technology in village areas. So we can use satellite technology, we can use remote sensing technology, all this can come. Ministry of Power, you can see here, Mission on Advanced and High Impact Research, Mahir. Now this is important, ये important है, क्योंकि ये नया स्कीम है, नई योजना है. Which place? Power. What is given here? Advanced and high impact research in terms of power sector. Highly more efficient devices, power devices, bulbs, electricity, all this will come. Then Ministry of Rural Development, Mahatma Gandhi, you know, Manrega, Mahatma Gandhi Narega scheme, you are already aware. Then coming to National Social Assistance Program, प्रधानमंत्री ग्राम सड़क योजना, ये सब पुराना कार्यक्रम है जो ऑलरेडी क्वेश्चन आ चुका है. स्किल डेवलपमेंट में स्किल इंडिया प्रोग्राम है. मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ विमेन चाइल्ड में ये चीज है, BBPP मिशन शक्ति फॉर विमेन, like here integrated women empowerment program, बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ, you know that, right? Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2, Anganwadi, you know that, where the young children are kept in Anganwadi and they're given the food and all the nutrition there, Poshan to young children there. It's already ongoing program. The Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Pradhan Mantri Adi Adarsh Gram Yojana, tribal villages, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Jharkhand, those all areas in our country which are tribal areas. So the Adivasi or tribal communities, tribal people or communities, there's a Adi Adarsh Gram, that means the ideal village for tribals, tribal development there. So this is a one scheme, you can go through it. Other schemes and initiative, what is news is given here. So what you can do here, just have a look into this kind of a document, because government schemes and programs, not only Yojana, Kurukshetra, PIB, India Yearbook, but also something has come in the current affairs, become very, very important. और ये document आपको काफी help करेगा. I'll share in the group, but you can also download by yourself. और ये हिंदी अंग्रेजी दोनों में है ना, अगर आप जाएंगे वहां पर तो हिंदी में भी अवेलेबल है, आप वो भी डाउनलोड कर सकते हो, ठीक है. एट द सेम टाइम इंग्लिश का भी है यहाँ पर, राइट. सो हियर आई विल जस्ट शेयर विद दैट, यू कैन गो थ्रू दिस वन, ऑलराइट. सो मैं मैराथन सेशन ले रहा हूँ, आज मैं लेट हो गया, आई वाज लेट टुडे, राइट. सो बिकॉज ऑफ द रीजन देयर वाज सम काइंड ऑफ टेक्निकल ग्लिचेस वाज देयर विद द जूम सेशन एंड ऑल दिस, ठीक है. सो बट अगेन व्हाटएवर वाज देयर आई ट्राई टू कवर इनटू दैट, ठीक है. देयर सो मेनी थिंग्स टू कवर, साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, देयर सो मेनी एरियाज टू डिस्कस. वो कुछ एक दो मैराथन क्लास में नहीं हो सकता, देयर रिक्वायर्स लॉट ऑफ सच एरियाज देयर, एंड आई एम ट्राइंग टू गिव यू विद द इनसाइट एंड डिस्कशन पार्ट आल्सो देयर, ठीक है. सो व्हाट आई विल डू इन दिस मैराथन सेशन, राइट, इफ यू नीड वी कैन हैव मोर मैराथन सेशन आल्सो देयर, उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, राइट. बट लेट मी गिव यू एन आइडिया हियर. Tomorrow I am occupied because tomorrow is Sunday and I have a session in the evening time, so I have to come to the Karol Bagh area, ठीक है. तो those of you want to meet me there in Karol Bagh, so I will be there in Shubhra Ranjan IS Academy. 26 Pusa Road. So 5 o'clock there is a, you can, if you want to come and meet me personally, you can do that, right? Another thing is that on Monday 6th, I have got a flight to Devghar. So I think the flight time is 11 o'clock in the morning. So maybe on that day, I won't be able to take any session here. So I'll plan from Wednesday onward. Marathon session will continue from Wednesday. And once I am in Devghar, I will also conduct your mentorship program. ठीक है? तो जहां जहां जो जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं, जहां जो सपोर्टिव चीजें मैं आपको देता जाऊंगा. And wherever you have a doubts, you can ask me. I can help you clarify your doubts. तो मैं एक काम ऐसा करता हूँ, in the mentorship group, not only the topics which I have covered today as part of my discussion in the marathon session, जो भी आज मैंने डिस्कस किया मैराथन सेशन में, ये डॉक्यूमेंट्स तो मैं आपको दूंगा ही दूंगा, ठीक है? कुछ मैं एक्स्ट्रा डॉक्यूमेंट देता हूँ आपको पढ़ने के लिए, राइट? एंड लेट मी प्लान फ्रॉम वेडनेसडे ऑनवर्ड अदर सेशन. एक चीज ये हो सकता है कि व्हेन आई एम इन देवघर, आई हैव अ डिजिटल बोर्ड, एवरीथिंग देयर, बट द प्रॉब्लम इज दैट taking the evening time, night time, there might be some kind of problem. So what I'll do, I can take the session in the afternoon time. ठीक है? क्योंकि morning there are classes going on, so the classroom get free by around 11 or 12 o'clock. So I can plan something after that. ठीक है? Or I can plan in the evening 5 o'clock, 5 to 7, 5 to 8, continuous session 5 to 7, 5 to 8. I can take continuously. That way I can plan. ठीक है? So don't get worried. I'm there. So there all those topics which I've covered in my earlier sessions. Please go through that. Whatever new areas I am discussing there, and I'll share the documents which you can go through it. ठीक है? तो मुझे लगता है इससे आपको काफी बेनिफिट होगा, और मुझे सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि आप लोगों का सपोर्ट मिल रहा है. That is very very important. ठीक है? So I am very much glad that the people are still there in the Zoom session. People are still there in the YouTube channel. So that is a very important thing. So I'm trying my level best to give you the kind of support whatever is possible there. ठीक है? तो any doubt, anything you want to ask me, I can look into that. I'm looking at your part of this here, right? कुछ भी अगर ऐसा है तो आप मुझसे पूछ सकते हो. आप you can ask me in that case. Zoom session में anybody want to ask anything? We'll continue our marathon session. Don't worry. अभी पिक्चर बाकी है दोस्त. ठीक है? अभी और भी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, right? And now your time is very, very precious. So I want to go to such topic which are curated, filtered to the point of the examination, exam orientation. ठीक है? और आप ये शेयर करो जो लोगों के साथ, so that more people can join to that. ठीक है? Anything Zoom में? Vandami, Madan? Okay, I can see here nuclear EMP, the Dipesh Upadhyay is written. Let me just see your chat box here, just 1 second. Okay, what is nuclear EMP attack? Recently in news, okay, just 1 second. Is far away the screen is there. Israel, okay, Israel-Iran tension there. Okay, nuclear, this EMP, you know that electromagnetic part of it there. See, see here, this one, what he has asked the question here. You know, now the Iran has attacked Israel there, right? So look at here, this nuclear, that will radiation. See, radiation, if you look at this conflict of Iran and Israel, so this where it make the headline here, this one. See, Iran, see, remember that Iran has been trying for a long time to develop atomic weapon, atom bomb, nuclear weapons, right? And the Western countries, particularly US and all, they have tried with their level best to prevent Iran from developing such atomic weapons. Because you know, Iran and Iraq, now Iran with Israel, there's a geopolitical situation there. तो अभी ये न्यूज में है कि this that Iran, see what is given here, Iranian nuclear explosion next week, shock waves. You know that underground test, if we do the underground test, like in India, we have done the Pokhran test, underground test there. So what will happen if you do the explosion under the earth? There will be some kind of a tremor, shocks. That is what made the headline. You see, for the first time in history, Israel could use EMP bomb. Now Israel is again there, EMP bomb. This kind of weapons there, right? EMP bomb here. Now see here, Israel-Iran war, right? That is another thing here. Tension here. Trying the EMP attack on Iran. So one is a drone attack, unmanned vehicle, fire, then missiles or rocket which are fired. Israel is now reporting for EMP attack on Iran. Now EMP bomb is there. Electromagnetic EMP here, if you look at here, EMP is the nuclear weapons Israel there. So if you look at here, this one, EMP weapon here. See again, this is a kind of which use in terms of causing the part of the electromagnetic kind of waves can be used. Radiation. See here, one thing is that where when we use conventional weapons here, explosives, bombs and all this comes into that, right? Second is a nuclear weapon. Then sometimes chemical weapon, chemicals. Even worldwide in the war, biological weapons are being used. These are what comes into. But a new thing which is coming here, that is the electromagnetic radiation. मैं इसका बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल देता हूँ. Very good example which has come in the news, Havana syndrome. You know Havana syndrome? What is Havana syndrome? Anybody in the Zoom session? What is Havana syndrome? The American diplomats, they have been complaining of this Havana syndrome. What is Havana syndrome? They have such kind of a headache, nausea, kind of a dizziness, lack of balance or such kind of things happen there. And basically there is suspected that they have been attacked with electromagnetic waves. High energy is something called DEW. What is called here, this one is something which is next generation called this one, directed energy weapon. Instead of using any bomb or any such kind of nuclear weapon, something simple high energy radiation. The radiation which we cannot see there. Let's say such as, for example, microwave. Microwave pulse. Powerful such kind of waves, right? Or you can say here the powerful, highly energetic here, powerful electromagnetic radiation or waves. Which can affect our brain organs a lot. Even sometimes you know that even it can be also be used in terms of laser. Powerful laser can be also used. Imagine, laser, sharp laser, laser guided weapons. The laser which can burn, it can burn anything, it can explode anything. If laser can, kill a human body, can affect brain or any organ can be damaged with powerful laser beam. They are used as a weapons. Just like a Star War, something called here Star War kind of thing can happen there. And this is another emerging areas in military technology. Even India, now in India, DRDO has experimented with something called Kali and Durga. Kali has been tried with our defense research organization, DRDO. What is your Kali here? Kali stands for kilo ampere linear, right, impactor. Even fast beam of electrons, very fast beam means radiation of negatively charged electrons, which can affect human body, can be used as a weapon. See, Israel is very advanced in military technology. Now, if you look at DEW, directed energy weapons, US, Russia, China, India, Israel, these are all countries having such kind of technology. Even we have now developed this Kali. We have experimented with this project called Kali. And this is such a powerful thing which can even destroy drone, helicopter, fighter jet, everything there. So during this, Iran and Israel, so Israel is planning to attack Iran with this kind of a DEW, what is called EMP, electromagnetic pulse, powerful pulse. Right? Is it clear here? So that was a question asked here. This is what like dragon fire. Yes. Tanmay has given the answer there. Dipesh question there. तो ये सारे एरियाज को फोकस कर रहे हैं फ्रॉम टेक्नोलॉजिकल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. यू हैव टू बी फोकस ऑन दैट. ऑलराइट. Yes, Saurabh has given the answer. Yes, they can utilize the electricity source also there. It's very right. Even the electricity source, the grid. See, if you are using electromagnetic source here, for example, let me write here. Let's say you are using here electromagnetic pulse. So, you know, it can interfere with the magnetic field. See, when you have a radiation of pulse, which has an electric field and magnetic field. So, let's say, you know, power grid or any electricity grid, right, where the electricity flow, it has an electric and magnetic field. So, using such kind of pulse, it can disrupt the electric lines. Good, very good. Saurabh has given that answer. It's very, very good. It can also disrupt that. So, that those kind of critical infrastructure, right, can be disrupted by EMP. And they can travel long distance. EMP can travel long distance. Targeted one. Saurabh is going to Havana syndrome, continuous dizziness, voice on ears. Yes, very right. Jatin's insight is there. Sir, please provide some MCQ related to this topic, whatever has discussed, so that we can practice. Yes, we will do that. I have said that I will have a Q&A session, separate Q&A session there. So I have noted down your points there. I will provide that one. All right. Now again, Shubham, just one second. Shubham has asked how governments allocate spectrum for communication technology like 5G, how it actually happens. So just to answer that question, there is a body, you know, TRAI, TRAI, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. See, when you talk about spectrum allocation, see, when you say spectrum, what is spectrum? There is a frequency band. Lower and the higher, which is based on ultra high frequency, comes into frequency band. What is frequency band? You have a lower part, it goes to the higher part, through which the services are provided, ultra high frequency. So what government does? There is a allocation through TRAI, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, and Ministry of Communication, Telecommunication. So there's something called here licensing. See, whatever satellite we build, let's say we use ISRO build the satellite, launch the satellite. So we have a such kind of transponder, transmitter, receiver through which the services can be given. So those things can be licensed to a company, and for that government charge price, what is called spectrum price, right? So there are bidders are there. So something called bidding. By operators, telecom operators, they bid for that, and based on that bidding, the government decides and then allocate that range of frequency to that particular telecom company, whether it's Bharti Airtel or, you know, now Adani has come, then, you know, Geo, that's the Reliance, all this get this kind of spectrum there, right? So that part comes here. Yes, Pankaj, you were asking something? Somebody from Zoom was asking me a question.
Oh, sir,
हाँ
it's me, sir.
अच्छा वनडे में है ना, हाँ वनडे में, यस प्लीज टेल मी.
Sir, a little bit of confusion about this. If you can explain, sir, like this artificial reef.
Artificial reef, okay,
Yes, sir.
coral reef,
How does it-
yeah, yes, very good question. Yeah. So when you look at here, so artificial reef here, so artificial reef, if we talk about artificial reef, and this has been done in India also there, we have created in a one island. There is an island called one island. There is a part of Gulf of Mannar. Gulf of Mannar between Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka. There is an island called one island. So that one island, there we have created this artificial reef because the coral reef was dying there. So what they have done there, let's say the coral reef. So what they do, they implant corals there. They bring corals and implant it, right? They bring the corals and implant in such areas there, right? That means they will make such kind of corals to grow in such kind of waters. वहां पर उसको ग्रो करने के लिए है ना इम्प्लांटेशन होता है, and they will bring that, they will artificially create such kind of a structure, and they will bring those kind of corals to grow, like something, you know, bio-rock technology. There's something UPSC asked about the question bio-rock technology. To bio-rock technology is for revival of dead corals, the corals which are dead. But here what we are doing, we are artificially bringing the coral and then implanting the coral and giving them all supporting environment so that coral can grow and can build the reef. So here, if you look at this one island, I'll just take you to that one island. It was all in the news also there, artificial reef, coral reef in one island. If you type this one, and it can be a question from the environment point of view. If you look at here, see here. The Hindu paper also covered it. I'll just read the headline here. The combined efforts of the government and marine scientists have saved one island which had split and was on the verge of submerging. After the intervention, the island is limping back to its original life after more than 10,000 artificial reef modules were placed on the ocean floor. That means they brought that reef, where the corals was growing, and they implanted there, where the corals were allowed to grow. This is what was done here. Tamil Nadu pioneers a model for saving the sinking islands. See here, artificial reef modules breathe new life into Wenning, and you can see here, if you go to the images here, the photograph here. So this is what they have done here. Can you see the structure here? This is the structure they have brought. So this is structure, they put it there, and then they brought the corals from somewhere. They, just like we do the gardening, you know, we do the gardening there. So those corals were brought and they were allowed to grow on this type of structure there. And that way they created the reef, artificial reef here. You can see here this one. I'll show you another photograph. You will see. They layered and they built up this reef. You know what is the reef made of? Reef is made of limestone, calcium carbonate, and the coral live on those kind of reef. So there they've done this one. This one, it was done with the help of IITs. IITs played a very important role. Another one you can see, they put this kind of net for the corals. Then another thing you can see here, you can see the another photograph here. So this was artificially brought and done there, and they were able to, you know, allow the coral to grow there. They made the coral to grow in such kind of water there. See corals are such animals, if they provided the ambient environment, like, you know, lukewarm condition, normal warm condition, then with the you know, pH in terms of the nutrients, salt content, right, sunlight. So they are able to grow. And again remember that naturally also corals keep on releasing calcium carbonate, limestone, and they're cementing together of the skeleton, you know, the skeleton, the hard skeleton of coral, which is made of calcium carbonate. when the corals die, that skeleton which gets cemented together, combined together, joined together. At the same time, the calcium carbonate secreted by the corals, that over time build the reef. The reef is done. So you have to just provide such kind of supporting environment for the corals to grow and make the reef. That is what they've done. Okay. Right, Vendami? Is it clear here? Yes, Vendami, are you able to hear? Yeah, I am able to hear you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, Harsh, Harsh in YouTube is saying that. Right. Thank you, Harsh, for your praise. That's really good there. Yeah, yes, Bandami. Sorry, I missed out. Yep. You understood, Bandami?
Yes, sir. My network is not good, sir, today.
Not a problem there. I can understand that. So they bring and they grow such coral there. That's what the reef is there. What I explained here. One island. So please remember this one island. That is part of Gulf of Mannar. Gulf of Mannar is again in the news because of one island dispute. What is the name of the island? Sri Lanka, yes. What is the name of that island?
We do something like that.
Who will tell?
Gaganyaan.
Kachatibu, yes, very good. Very good, Vandami. Kachatibu there. So again, when you say Mannar or Sundarban or such areas, there are number of small islands are there. And even some islands maybe, may have some human settlement also there. That kind of thing. Okay? So, yes, so shall we stop here? We'll have other marathon session in future. I mean to say next week. Future doesn't mean long term. Say I will keep on doing these sessions throughout in my YouTube channel. So my YouTube channel which I've started will continue forever. Even for 2025 exam, even for the coming mains exam of this year, prelims exam, there will be mains exam. I'll continue with the sessions continuously there, right? So for prelims exam, I'll have more marathon sessions, and that I will be conducting the next week, and you will get notification in my Telegram channel there, right? And in the group also I'll share the notification. All right. So let me yes, Nishant also given Kachatibu is there. That's the name of the island there. New Moor Island is in Sundarban. That's a sinking island. All right. So that is Rahul is given there. So anyway, for environment species, I have already covered one session environment in news, and before that also I have covered a session there. But in the marathon session, I will again cover a species in news. But if you go through, I have already covered a lot of session there. For species in news, I will tell you how to manage that. But you can go through the previous, I think 2 days back, I have covered environment, current environment. You have a live session, you will find that current environment in news. I have covered what should be your approach to deal with species in news, threatened species there, and I have discussed few of the examples there. But I'll again cover in the marathon session of environment, right? So anything else? Shall we end the session here? Right? So Zoom session, no doubt is there. Here I have done there. So let us end the session. We'll have more sessions next week. You will get notified. All right. So let us meet in the next week. So till then, enjoy your weekend, right? Happy weekend, and keep in touch, and we'll get back here. All right. So thank you, everyone. Take care. Good night. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Those who are in the YouTube channel,